All right, welcome to MazzaMedia. I am Mark, and we are live, and we are different here. The Celtics are playing at 7:32 at night, and they are taking on the Philadelphia 76ers in game number 7 tonight. So this is going to be basically for all the marbles. The whole season's on the line right now. So this is going to be interesting because even though they're at home, the Celtics are on NBC. If you're in Massachusetts, probably NBC 10. And then Peacock, if you have Peacock, the app, they'll be on that. So Reggie Miller is actually backstage with Scalabrini on Boston Sports Network, rather, right now. Hello, Rebecca. Good evening. Yes. So, Jason Tatum's out tonight. Jason Tatum is out. There is no Jason Tatum. I've had an issue with the playoffs this year because every game has seemingly been on a different channel, which has been very frustrating. It's been like, okay, one game's on NBC and Peacock. The next game's on Amazon Prime. The next game's on ESPN. The next game's on Peacock, but not NBC. The next game's on NBC and Peacock. It's been kind of like a frustrating past couple weeks watching this entire series, to say the least. But thank you to everybody that's tuning in. Tomorrow afternoon, 12:30, I will be back with a live show about Adam Deitch and his district attorney race. And also, I'm going to be talking about Kelsey Fitzsimmons tomorrow as well. Some information on her to discuss. So it should be a big night, big day tomorrow. But back-to-back shows, essentially a night show tonight, an afternoon show tomorrow. And then after that, I don't know when I'll be back on again, but I am going to be streaming on May 12th, the North Andover Town Meeting. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of subject matter is discussed there. That much is for sure. To say the least, look, this is going to be interesting to see what happens at that police department in the town of North Andover. That's all I got to say about that. I actually pondered buying tickets for this game today. So I looked at a couple tickets. I was talking with one of my buddies. He lives, near Boston, and we were chatting in text yesterday. And I said, "Hey, here are a couple seats. 2 seats, combos or whatever. You pick 2 tickets. They show you the pricing and the seats. I don't like to sit in the upper decks. I've sat in the upper decks for a Bruins game. I've sat in the upper deck for a Celtics game back in 2005. I don't like it, but I also don't like paying more money to go to the game either. That's what people say to me. You're a big sports fan. Why don't you go to more games? Well, I'll tell you why. I'm not going to spend $100 on a ticket to sit in the nosebleeds. Alternatively, I'm not going to spend $300 to $400 to sit closer and be out that much money. So I don't really ever spend more like $150 on a ticket. And if it's not like in the first, say 40 rows, it's not happening for me. Granny Debbie, great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing awesome. Hope things are going well for you today, and all of that. So good to see you. That's all I got to say. Jason Tatum is out tonight, out for game 7, which is going to be a big issue for the Celtics tonight. I got to say that, to say the least. Big banner now. Let's run this banner. Let's see it. There it is. Jason Tatum is out tonight. I can start using banners now and tickers and all that across my screen. Our legs are too long. I don't know how tall you are, Sarah. I'm 6'5". As you know and others know, I did 26.2 miles on a bike this afternoon from 2 o'clock to about 4 o'clock. And then I started lifting weights after that. I tried to do my leg workout, and I couldn't. My legs couldn't cut it. I ended up doing about 70% of my workout. Couldn't get through it tonight. I just couldn't. After doing 26.2 miles on a bike, are you kidding me? I couldn't handle it any longer. So I ended up just saying, well, you're almost 6 feet tall. No kidding. That's awesome. Yeah, my mom's really tall. My mom's very tall. It's my mom's side of the family that carries all the height gene in my family. So yeah, they got a lot of tall people. I'm actually one of the tallest. It's like between me and my cousin. I actually think one of my cousin's kids. They think they have a son that's like 6'7" or 6'6". He's actually taller than me. And I don't take kindly to anybody in my family. When it comes to my family, I'm the best basketball player of all time, and I'm the tallest. Those are the two places of pride for me. And I'm like, I'm taller and I'm better at basketball. That's my argument. No, I'm always like, what do you mean somebody's taller than me in my family? I don't care about people being taller than me in life. I met Neil Fingleton at Holy Cross. He was a foot taller than me. He was 7'5", 7'6". Came out of the Worcester area. He made me look like the smallest person on the earth. And I'm very tall compared to my height is above average for humanity. But this guy was another foot taller than me. He ended up passing away tragically. Neil was a nice guy, though. I like Neil a lot. He was interesting to look at because he was so damn tall. It was like this guy's like, playing basketball against him was nuts in pickup games. Yao Ming. Yao Ming was tall. Yao Ming was tall. He was another real good player. He didn't really have as much of a career as I thought he was going to have, but he had a great run in the NBA. He played with Tracy McGrady, and they had a great team over there in Houston back around 07, 08. Some good teams. The Celtics tonight. Some guys on Boston Sports right now behind the desk here. They got Eddie House and Scalabrine. There's a guy that has a Boston Duncan jacket, like the Dunk King jacket from the commercials with Matt Damon, Tom Brady, and Ben Affleck. The Dunk King. That's funny. Yeah. So like I said, I looked at tickets last night for about an hour. I actually pondered going to the game, maybe taking some clips and uploading it to YouTube. But I don't feel like spending $400, $500 just to go to a game. For 2 tickets, it was gonna be like $7. I think it was like some of these tickets were $650 to like $800 combined for 2 tickets. Then you got to pay for parking. Then you got to pay for food. God knows I would have gone to Kelly's roast beef, which I think was in section 303 last night during the Bruins game. Who wouldn't kill for a roast beef sandwich from Kelly's roast beef? But again, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. You pay for a hot dog at these games. You're paying $10. You want a hot dog and a water? You're paying like $19 for a hot dog and a water. It's a lot of money. Then you get paid $65, $70 for parking if you park underneath the arena. So it's that's why I never go, because it's a lot of money. I mean, people say like, well, you can afford it. Well, like, of course I can afford it, but here's my attitude about money. If you can spend $300 on anything you want, you can spend $300 at the grocery market or at the store or on Amazon and get a lot out of that $300, or you can just go to a game for one night and spend $300. Like, what's your better buy? I can still see the game. It's on TV. It's on the internet. I don't have to pay a dime to watch it. But if I pay $400 to go to a game, I could have spent the $400 someplace else. I could have spent it on gas, groceries. I could have spent it on needs, Polar seltzer water. I could have spent it on Polar seltzer water. I always say to myself, never spend money on things that you don't need. Like going to the game is a want. But then you go to the game, you spend $300, or they lose, or you get there and Jason Tatum's not even playing, or they win and then they get swept in the next round. So it's always that, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, I should be sponsored bipolar. Not bipolar like bipolar disorder. Bipolar. Yeah, exactly. It'd be good. Yeah, I always drink. Wait a sec. I'm currently drinking cranberry lime, and it's my least favorite. Cranberry lime is actually my most favorite of all the offers here. I got cranberry lime as well. Pink was it pink apple? Pink lemon and pink apple, whatever it is. I like that flavor as well. I have the red Solo cup here. Sponsored by Solo Cup. We'll be talking about Allison did the popcorn store for Kelsey Fitzsimmons. Thank you for that. 2 of them. And we have a show coming up tomorrow. We're going to talk about Kelsey Fitzsimmons as well and some of the latest going on there. Any links for Kelsey Fitzsimmons, Turtleboy, and Karen Reed are pinned in the chat. Those are the three groups that I support. Yeah, Polar is very fizzy, very, very fizzy when you pour it into a cup. You said no cranberry lime is good, but I need something different, and the coconut one is gross. Yeah, I got to say no thanks. No thanks in the coconut flavor at all. You're 411. Awesome. Yeah, so it's like I said, it's expensive to go to these games. It's who wants to spend $600 for a night out? I mean, you could go. I mean, you're better off going to Boston and going to a ritzy restaurant for the night, watching it at a bar afterwards, than you are spending it on a game. It's just been my attitude. My grandfather was this way. Like my grandfather was the biggest Red Sox fan in the world. Never went to the games. And I'd always say, Grandpa, why don't you ever go to the game? Because I'm not paying their salaries. I'm not paying those astronomical prices. I take after him. It's like the same attitude. It's like, why spend this kind of money when you can spend it on stay at home and buy lobster, even though lobster is pretty expensive right now. Buy lobster, buy shrimp, go to your local seafood shack and get fish and chips or whole belly clams or just so many things you can spend your money on. Chicken, you can spend it on chicken wings. Exactly. That's the greatest point that can be made. You can spend it on chicken wings. Tonight's a chicken wing free night for me. However, I did have buffalo chicken tenders for lunch tonight. One quick second. I'm just going to go off camera. Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. I had to yawn. I don't like to yawn on camera. I'm just, I went to the pizza place after and I was placing my order and I said, I'll have grilled chicken. And the guy goes, I go, I'm sorry. I said, I got to apologize. I go, I need a Greek salad with grilled chicken because I have that. I'm going to have that later tonight. So he goes, I was going to say, you go, grilled chicken, what? Grilled chicken sub. Yeah, I go, forgive me. Just got off a bike after 105 minutes of riding 26.2 miles. And they started laughing. They're all laughing behind the counter, like, "Oh man, that must have been exhausting." I'm like, "Yeah." I go, "Somehow I actually managed to drive here, and somehow I'm still actually talking." And they're all laughing. Good guys at the local. I always go to the local pizza places if I can. Occasionally, I go to Domino's. But I like to support the small businesses where I can. But the bike ride today, oh my God! I took up spinning during the winter because I usually walk during the warm weather months. But hey, Ernie, how are you today? So I'm always talking food, Ernie. I usually walk during like spring, summer, and fall. But during the winter, I don't like to go outside. I never do any physical activity outside unless it's cleaning up snow or just going to my car or going wherever. But I'm never going to spend prolonged time outside, ever exercising when it's 40 degrees and under. Never. No chance in hell. So during the winter, when I'm at the gym, I'm always would use the treadmill or use the elliptical. And I hated the elliptical years ago. I used to use the elliptical, but it messed up my hips for a couple of years. I got my fixed them on my own, my hips. But the treadmill, I hate it. I hate the treadmill. You always feel like you're going to step to the side too much and you're going to fall. I've seen people fall on that thing before, and I feel like I always have to be consciously aware of every step I take because I'm going to fall off the edge at one point or slip and fall and trip the treadmill. Yeah. I hate it. And then you're side by side with all these other people. Some people are running, some people are walking, and then you're looking at the window, looking outside. It's a horrible view. You see yourself in the mirror the whole time, the window reflection the whole time, and I hate it. So I said, I got to do something else. So I was at the gym one night, and I was talking to the lady that runs the spin class. I said, tell me about the spin class. She goes, well, we do it, every week, a couple times a week. And I always kind of, being a, guy who comes to the gym to lift weights in his 20s and 30s, that's now in his 40s, I'd always look at those classes as ridiculous and would never in my life ever join those classes. In fact, in my 20s, I used to mock those classes with all my buddies that were also around my same age. I used to openly mock those classes. Now, sorry for itching my nose so much tonight. I don't know why. I go, I need to do cardio. I don't want to walk on the treadmill. Can't use the elliptical anymore. I go, maybe I used to love riding a bike when I was a kid. Go, maybe spin class is the class for me. So I started the bike. Sorry, guys, my nose is itching so crazy today. The outside of the skin here. Sorry. So I I decided to start biking on my own time, get in shape. Finally, I tell her I'm going to join class tonight. She goes, okay, I'll see you there. I've been doing it ever since. And honestly, what I learned about spinning is you actually burn more body fat in an hour of spinning than you do in an hour of walking. It actually exerts your body a lot more, which is very interesting to learn. So that was one thing that I'm kind of gearing towards. 1 second, folks, off camera for a sec. Yeah, so I started to do the class, and the class is kind of fun. You know, they blast music the whole time. You're there with other people. We're all, you know, kind of given tasks to do throughout the class. And thank you so much, Sui Generous. Just like sports, but loves me. I'd rather you love me than love sports if I had to pick between the two. Thank you, Sui Generous. Thank you so much. Yeah. So I do the class. It's like 45, 50 minutes, but my endurance has gone up so much doing this now that I'm capable of doing 105 minutes. Usually the classes are 45 minutes. I did more than double tonight because I've gotten in such good shape doing it. It builds endurance. It also tones your muscles, and it's fantastic. And I see why so many people do the Peloton bike and all that. And nope, you're not late at all. The game has not started. Yeah, so you know what I'm going to do tonight? Maybe I might have the live Celtics Sixers Game 7 score up on the screen throughout the night. Let's do that tonight. Yes, here it is. Okay, we'll get that on the screen later tonight. All right, and let's see. So that will be good. And, you know, like I said, I put the time in, you know, it's good. You know, cardio is big, you know, and I think the thing about like men and women are always been so different at the gym. You'll see more women do cardio. And when you do see men do cardio, a lot of times it's men that are over the age of 30, 35. But you usually see guys in the 20s. It's all muscle. It's all, let's get the butt, let's bench. And that's the way I was too. Yeah, I put on a lot of body fat over the years being that way though. You know, because that's great. You get big and bulky. You know, 2010, I mean, 16 years ago, my bench press was it 225 plus 210? So I was benching at least 245. I can't bench that now. Plus I got longer arms, so it's tougher. I think I was benching 265, in fact. No, I was doing 210s. 210s on both sides plus a 45 plate. It's 225 plus 40. It's 265. Yeah, 265-ish. But I'm not 26 anymore. You know, I can't afford to go to the gym every day like I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, I'm Sylvester Stallone, but I'm like Cobra Sylvester Stallone, not like 1976 Sylvester Stallone. You know, I'm kind of like, you know, early 90s Stallone now. I'm around that age. So, you know, let's see. They're having a poll right now, Celtics poll. Celtics won in a blowout, 16%. Celtics won a tight one, 33%. 76ers win is now up to 50%. Now it's going down. The poll's going all over the place right now on NBCBoston.com. Now people are saying Celtics win tight one. It looks like they just put this poll up. That's why the polls are just going all the way over the place. It was like 60% Sixers. Now it's down to 12% Sixers win. Celtics winning a tight one is taking over the poll right now at 55%, according to this is a Boston sports poll. 60%. Celtics winning a blowout, 23%. I think the Celtics are going to have a tough time tonight. They lost the last two games. You know, they lost in Boston 2 games ago, lost in Philadelphia the last game. You know, they haven't won a game in a while. And this is allegedly LB. Allegedly LB. Not certainly LB. Allegedly LB. Hope you're doing well tonight. Good to see you. Yeah, so it's going to be tough without Jason Tatum. And the thing is, like I said, the shooting has been an issue throughout this series as well. I'm not particularly fond of the way they play sometimes. I also had this issue a year ago with Mazzulla's coaching, and it's just too much shooting all the time. Shoot, one-on-one. And, you know, they're going to have to, I'm telling you right now, expect major changes to this roster. if they lose this series. I'm telling you that right now. That is my prediction. That is my prediction. There's going to be some serious changes in this organization. And on this, sorry, I'm trying to Google something. In this organization and on this roster, and they're going to have to figure out what they want to do. But this team has struggled. The spin class is basically a stationary bike class, so it's a bunch of bikes that just sit. They don't have any wheels. You just get on them and ride them, basically. Yeah, Porzingis and Drew Holiday, that's what's killing them right now is not having Porzingis because they don't have any height to take on Joel Embiid and Andre Drummond. One of our favorite people of all time is here, Kelly Reed, just popping, not maybe a reference to the pop and popcorn store she used to run, popping in to say hello and that I love spin classes too. Back to my clam boil. Go Seas. Excellent, Kelly. Have a great clam boil tonight. Thank you for tuning in and dropping by for just a second. Should be a good night of games here. I only have one full can of seltzer water on standby. This is a tragic nightmare. I should have brought two before I went live. But we'll figure it out as we go. So a lot of teams have advanced so far, and let's take a look at the NBA playoffs and what's happening out there. So the Celtics won game 1, lost game 2, won game 3 and game 4. So the Celtics were up 3-1 at one point. Then Embiid came back. Celtics lost game 5 and they lost game 6. So it's been a tough go at it the past couple of games, which is tough. And now you got Tatum now in jeopardy. So right now, the Western Conference is all set up for the next round. So we already have, Kelly says, hello, everybody. The Kentucky Derby, that's good. I tried to use my betting. I looked into my betting app to see if I could use something. Bet on that, but nothing was available for Kentucky Derby for some reason, which I don't like about that. So let's take a look at what's going on. So the Eastern Conference is still up for grabs right now. Now look at this. The Pistons, who have been one of the best teams in the league all year, they're a number 1 seed. They're tied with the Magic. Now the Magic have been a completely underrated first-round team. They've been pretty challenging. That's a 3-3 tie. This game is not even set up yet. The Cavs and the Raptors, 4-5 seed. Now, that's a series you typically expect, a 4-5, a 3-6 series. They're referring to seeding. The third, the 4th seed versus the 5th seed are usually the teams that are the closest in talent and ability. They're locked up. They're going to game 7 tomorrow. So there's 2 game 7s in the Eastern Conference tomorrow. The Knicks are all set. The Knicks absolutely handled business on Friday night, destroying the Hawks. Knicks are a very good team. They're a number 3 seed. Now, here's the thing. If the Celtics lose this game and the Pistons lose tomorrow, the Knicks would then have home court advantage for the rest of the playoffs on the Eastern Conference side of the bracket. So that's very interesting for New York right now, that New York would have an opportunity to get the semifinals and the finals with home court advantage. So that's very interesting, to say the least. Yeah, Patrick Ewing was great. Loved him. So the Celtics right now, so 3 series in the East. The Celtics and Sixers, a 2nd seed versus a 7th seed. The Pistons and Magic and the Cavs and Raptors, three of the 4 playoff rounds right now in the East are all to be determined, with game 7s beginning tonight. The Western Conference is all set. The Thunder, who won the NBA title last year, swept the Suns no problem. The Los Angeles Lakers, who were up 3-0, lost 2 games in a row, managed to win last night. LeBron James, he's going to take on the Thunder beginning Tuesday night. And that's going to be LeBron versus the defending NBA champions. That's going to be a really good series. And then the Timberwolves, even despite not having Anthony Edwards, who's been hurt, they're going to take on Wemby, who is the biggest rising star in the NBA. And they're a 2-seed Spurs team. I expect the Spurs to win this series. I think we're heading for a Thunder-Spurs Western Conference championship. That's my prediction. I do think the Thunder have the talent and ability to beat the Lakers, and I think they're going to get that done. And I think Wemby and his team on the Spurs, I think they're going to handle business as well. I think it's Thunder Spurs in the Western Conference Finals. As far as the Eastern Conference goes, it's tough to tell you right now. I mean, the Pistons, if they beat the Magic, are still in the running for sure. I still think the Pistons can get to the conference finals. Potentially, they're struggling, though. They're struggling. The Celtics and the Pistons were good regular season teams, but now they are struggling out there. So that's interesting. The Cavs and Raptors have a swinging chance, but I don't think either one of these teams get it done in the long run. I wouldn't be shocked if they lose the next round of the Pistons, unless, of course, the Magic win. Then you never know. But I'm telling you right now, if you're a New York Knicks fan, you have some pretty good opportunity right now to finally get your Knicks back in the NBA Finals. So that's huge right there. Okay, so we're closing in on game time at 7:30. Keys to the game. Scalabrini says win the margin. Eddie House says game 7, and Peter Forsberg says land the first punch tonight. I agree with that statement. I think one of the things the Celtics need to do tonight is they need to come out with a sharp first quarter. I don't think they can afford to go out tonight, especially in game 7. You really can't come out and have a poor showing early. You don't want to be in a situation where you're down 10 points, you're down 15, 20 points, and you have to come back. You don't want that to happen. You want to be able to go out there tonight, at the very least, play the game closely, but, make good passes tonight, pick good shot opportunities. Don't go out there and try to make plays happen. And I think that's sometimes the biggest issue I have with the Celtics is I feel like that's what happens. Yeah, Tatum's actually out of the game tonight altogether. He's no longer questionable. We need a great game from Derrick Rose. Sorry, not Derrick Rose. Derrick White. We need a great game from him tonight. He needs to play very well. He needs to get on top of his game, knock down his three-point shots tonight. And again, I think that this is going to be a big game of shot selection for the Celtics. And they got to, to sound obvious, they got to knock down their shots. They can't sit there and, I understand you're going to miss shots, but you can't take bad shot opportunities. You got to make sure you got good looks at the hoop and get that done. One of the biggest advantages I think that the Sixers have tonight, as they did. Sorry, my nose keeps itching. Skin's itchy. One of the biggest advantages I think that the Sixers have is their height. They have Joel Embiid and they have Andre Drummond. And while Joel Embiid might have recently been hurt, and while Andre Drummond is older, I do believe that they have a lot of height and a lot of strength down in the paint. The Celtics have Caidyn. The Celtics also have Vucevic. But the problem is I think, those guys are a little undersized in comparison to their positional counterparts. I do think Maxey is a fantastic player. However, we got Jaylen Brown. We have Derrick White. We have players that I think that can compete with him without issue. I think it will be a back and forth all night. I expect Maxey to have a fantastic game tonight. No question about that at all. But I think that we're in for a very sound game tonight. But I think the Celtics need to get going early. I think rebounding is going to be an issue for the Celtics tonight. I'm going to be looking for rebounds throughout this game. That will be a stat that I'm going to be looking for in that Google tracker throughout tonight's game, just to see what's going on down there in terms of the paint and rebounds and all that. Turnovers happen. I think turnovers are always a big issue more in high school and college. I think in the NBA, teams turn the ball over constantly anyways. But yeah, rebounds are going to be huge, Sarah, for sure. I just think so because, the Celtics can't get second opportunities. Then they're in big trouble. So that's all I got to say. Another seltzer water cracked open. Should have got two. Yeah, but it is fizzy. Debbie asked if it's fizzy. Yeah, seltzer water is very fizzy, to say the least. So I always like to drink it after I freshly pour it. Now, I do think someone might say Jaylen Brown's performance will be a big deal tonight. I think about Jaylen Brown is I usually feel like he's very consistent, and he's going to get his points. He's going to get his rebounds. He's going to get his maybe a block. He's going to get his assists. Jaylen Brown's going to have his game. And I think Maxey and the Sixers is going to have his game. But I really don't think those two players are going to do much in terms of having an overall impact on the game, because I do think it's the other players on the teams. Like I said, Maxey and Jaylen Brown are going to have their games. They're going to have their 20-plus points. They're going to fill their stat sheets. Jaylen Brown, I mean, the thing about the Sixers right now is defensively, they may try to, hone in more on Jaylen Brown now that Tatum's out. They might really try to really zone in on him tonight and see if they can shut him right down, double team him here and there, try to lock him down because, again, Tatum's not out. So, okay, it's 7:30. Let me switch channels now. All right, let's get over to NBC. All of a sudden, fishing came on. I'm like, it's time to switch networks. All right, let's switch it up. Yeah, so I'm concerned about extra defensive effort on Brown. Now, the Celtics were pretty much a 2 seed without Jason Tatum all year, so it's not necessarily hard to venture a guess that looks like the Kentucky Derby is still on right now. It's not hard to say that the Celtics could foreseeably win this game, regardless of having Jason Tatum out. So they could pull it off. The only problem I have is that this team has lost 2 games in a row. And the thing is about the Sixers is a lot's changed for them since they've gotten Joel Embiid back. Joel Embiid is a very good player, very injury-prone player, but when he is on the court, he's a great player. And he has a lot of size and a lot of different variations in what he can do. And that's going to be interesting, to say the least, in terms of how this game goes. Is Joel Embiid. He's a great player. He's someone I've actually wanted on the Celtics for a long, long time. And, it's unfortunately we can't get him. There's trade rumors that Giannis Antetokounmpo may be a Celtic next year. We'll see if that ends up happening. There's also some rumors that Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks may be actually traded to the Portland Trailblazers. We'll see if that ends up happening as well. Looks like they have a winning horse right now on NBC. They're wrapping up the Kentucky Derby. A big day in horse racing. The biggest day. This is basically the Super Bowl of the Masters of horse racing. So yeah, big day in that industry. If you're a what do they call them, a jockey? Yeah. The thing is too, the Celtics have lost 2 home games to the Sixers in this series. That's another thing we need to talk about. Celtics have won 2 games. Celtics have won 2 games, and throughout the entire series, both teams have a 1-2 record while they're playing at home. The Sixers were 0-2 until they won their most recent game in Philadelphia. The Celtics lost 2 home games to these Sixers, including a pivotal Game 5 in which they could have actually iced out the series, but were unable to. So that again puts us in Game 7 without Tatum. So it's been a bad predicament for the Celtics in terms of how this series has gone. The Celtics lost Game 5 significantly, 113-97, which was very hard to take and hard to watch. But like I said, tonight, here we go. Buckle up. I'm going to be drinking a lot of water tonight. I did a lot of spinning today, so I'm going to be drinking a lot of water throughout tonight's show. I should just get an IV hooked up to my arm, quite honestly, because it's going to be a big night. Here in the world of the NBA. Kind of wanted to do a show today about, Kelsey Fitzsimmons, Adam Deitch, but then I was like, I'd rather do it tomorrow. And then I said, why don't we just do that show tomorrow? I feel like watching the Celtics tonight, relaxing a little bit, exercise, watch some sports, kick back a little bit, and all that. And Adam Deitch is going to be an interesting topic tomorrow that I'm going to be looking to talk about. That's for sure. I don't know. I just think he's going to be the choice for that county. We'll get into that tomorrow. Scott McGinnis is in the house because I am older. So I have to be honest. I haven't been an avid Celtics fan since the Larry Bird years in the 80s. That is the ultimate. Why isn't the game on yet? Why are we still showing the Kentucky Derby? Get the trophy and get off my TV. I'm sure the Kentucky Derby is fun. I've watched it a few times myself, but don't get in the way of my NBA playoff time. Everybody's getting watches now. Scott's comment is such a comment from people that live in Massachusetts from his era and generation. Everybody Scott's age that I've ever met says this all the time. Well, I don't watch the Celtics as much now, but I'll tell you, I used to watch them all the time back in the 80s with Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, and Dennis Johnson. It's so true. I cannot tell you, Scott, how many people within your age demographic that have made that exact statement, and I love you for it. I love you for it. All right, get the Kentucky Derby off the screen. I'm gonna have to switch over to my Peacock app if this continues. Now I gotta admit, I love the '80s Celtics more myself. I actually like the Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen era and Rondo era the best. That was my favorite era. Because I was too young to watch Larry Bird win titles. The Larry Bird I watched growing up was old, injured, broken back, out every other game. There we go. Now we got the game on. There we go. Boston. Beantown, baby. Different here. All right. Celtics are here. The fans are jazzed up right now. Winner of the series plays the New York Knicks. If the Celtics win this series, they will host the New York Knicks in game 1. If the Sixers win, the Sixers will go to New York for game 1. Joel Embiid is on camera. He's starting tonight's game as well. Maxi's out there as well. Philadelphia's wearing their red, white, and blue jerseys. Celtics are in green tonight at home. Jaylen Brown out there. All right. And we are ready to roll. And different lineup for the Celtics tonight. Ron Harper Jr., Baylor Sherman, and Luka Garza are out there in the starting lineup with Derek White and Jaylen Brown. So a different look for the Celtics here. Sherryman out there tonight. And it's going to be interesting. Ron Harper Jr. Is a very good player. His father played with Michael Jordan in the Chicago Bulls between 1995 and 1998. He won 3 NBA titles. A different lineup for the Celtics tonight. Jaylen Brown with the ball in the upper left wing, driving to the center, top of the 3, misses front rims the 3, rebounded by Joel Embiid, outlet pass, and a quick 2-0 for the Sixers. Yeah, Harper's good. It's already 4-0 for the Sixers right now. Less than a minute into the game. Derek White with the ball. He's going to try to shoot a 3. So already 2 3-point attempts and 2 misses. So this is the problem for the Celtics, is constantly missing 3s. That's a big issue that I have with this team as well. I don't like it. I don't like all the 3s they shoot. I think they're quite excessive, and I don't like it. I just don't like it. So that's all I got to say about that. Share this tab here. Share this tab. Add the stage. Yeah, Ron Harper Jr. is a good player. And one sec. I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit. All right, there we go. That should be good for you guys. There we go. Perfect. All right, so that's the updated tracker. And we should be good to go. And 1 second. Got to answer a text. So I answer that text here. All right. We're good to go. All right, good. All right, great. And then, when you rely on a 3, it causes problems. Now, they're already down 6-0 right now. And that's an issue I have already. Is it just, again, this is a good team, though. This Sixers team is a good basketball team. They have Paul George, and now a miss there. 6-0. Oh, nice turnover there. Celtics get the ball back. Messy basketball. This is ugly basketball, to say the least, already. by the Celtics. Looks like we're going to be getting a substitution maybe. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, they tried to bomb the ball down the court to Joel Embiid. He should have thrown it overhead to Embiid. But it was caught there by Ron Harper Jr. doing Ron Harper things, making his father proud. 6-0 Sixers. Over just about 3 minutes into the game, Celtics turned the ball over again. And Oubre out there for the Sixers looking like half of Sideshow Bob with the hair. And the game is right now, Kimberly. It's underway as we speak. It's actually coming up as 9-3 on Wikipedia right now, or Google. And there's the 3 right there, 9-0. I'm going to take the score down because I don't want it to show the score ahead of where I'm at. So 9-0. We know the Celtics going to come back with a 3 here because we saw it on Google. And let's see what we got. Derek White. This offense is so unconventional right now. They don't even know what to do. And now Derek White is going to take a 3, and he knocks that down. So 9-3 Sixers. Celtics are finally on the board after 3 minutes. 1 second, guys. Nose is itching here. My nose keeps itching. I don't know why. It's weird. Celtics get the ball back. Ron Harper Jr. for 3. Front rims the shot. Sixers get the ball. They're moving down the court. Maxey lays it in. No foul on that play. And it's 11-3 Sixers. Very quickly. See, this is the problem with the Celtics. Is we couldn't afford a slow start. And here we are. A lot of missed threes so far. Another missed shot and another rebound. And Sarah B. Creative, we were talking about this earlier. Rebounds. Kelly Oubre for 3. Misses it. Rims out. Rebound Derek White. He's going to center the ball and bring it up the court. 4 minutes into the first quarter. 11-3 Sixers. Derek White is going to lay it in here and get blocked. Looks like a foul. And looks like he's going to go to the line for 2 shots. Ugly start for the Celtics already. 6 rebounds for the Sixers and 3 rebounds for the Celtics so far. So it's an ugly start. Sixers are looking good. Shot of Jason Tatum in street clothes on the bench right now. I'm not sure why he couldn't play, but, I don't know if he couldn't have sucked it up and played, but he's not. Derek White will shoot 2 here. First free throw is a miss. Back rimmed. Out. Oh, what's happening with Joel Embiid here? What's he doing? What's he going after? A towel guy? A fan or something? A coach? He went after a Celtics staff member for a towel? That was interesting. That was interesting right there, what happened there. Derek White's second free throw connects. Yeah, it's not having Tatum's not good. Donovan. All right, 11-4. Celtics need to get going. Yeah, somebody got hit there. And now Maxey's appealing to the referee like, it wasn't me. How are you going to call it a foul? Sherryman gets knocked by Maxey into Paul George. Then Maxey's like, but it wasn't me. All right, so Sherryman goes down. And the Celtics turn the ball over again. The Sixers are actually better than their record as far as I'm concerned. It's because Embiid's hurt all the time. It hurts his team. Kelly Oubre, 2-hand jam. Wants a foul, doesn't get it. It's 13-4 Sixers. And the Celtics look like they want to join the Boston Bruins in the offseason right now. This is disgraceful. Let's go, Celtics. Jaylen Brown dribbling, get Joel Embiid covering him high above the three-point line. Kicks to Peyton Pritchard, who's now in the game. Peyton Pritchard's going to lay it up with his left hand off the right side of the glass, and 2 is good. 13-6 Sixers. And the Sixers come back, and Joel Embiid's in the referee's face like, come on. Give me a call, ref. Give me a call. Reggie Miller on commentary tonight for NBC. Former Indiana Pacers, great player. Never won the NBA title. He played the Lakers in 2000 finals against Shaq, Kobe, and Glenn Rice, with Chris Mullin as his teammate and Larry Bird as his head coach, in an unsuccessful bid for the title. Great series, though. Paul George to Embiid. Embiid on the left side, backing down, and Embiid's double teamed. He's going to kick out, and a three-point shot for the Sixers. Out. Rebound is going to go. It's going to be, nope, jump ball. It's all over the place. My God, this is ugly basketball. I thought there were going to be a few jump ball opportunities there, but it bounces out of bounds, and it's going to be Celtics ball. And now Nick Nurse, I think, is calling for an instant replay on that. He's going to challenge that play. So this is going to go to replay here, or a challenge. Just over the back there by Embiid. Bounced off Embiid, bounced off Garza. Then Paul George battling for it, rolls out of bounds. Jaylen Brown and Paul George fight for it, and it looks like it goes out of bounds, potentially off Paul George's hands. But the Sixers are insistent that is off Jaylen Brown. We're going to a commercial break. It's 13-6. Philadelphia 76ers in Boston in Game 7. Let's get an update on the statistics. The Celtics, the rebound total right now is still 6-3. Still 6-3. I get an itchy nose tonight. I don't know why my skin's all irritated. So yeah, still 6-3, 6-3 in rebounding right now, and that's already reflecting. I think that's the biggest issue with the Celtics is they don't have enough height to deal with Joel Embiid, and they're going to have to address this in the offseason. Vucevic, yeah, he's tall. Caidyn is not out there right now. You know, it's very frustrating to see the height discrepancy Celtics out there when they're competing. I just got a meme about Spirit Airlines. So what? No Spirit Airlines anymore? Yeah, Spirit Airlines is in a bad way right now, that's for sure. Tough start for the Celtics. This is hard to watch so far. Yeah, I know Swiss Miss. That meme says it all right there. Exactly. Celtics roster looks pretty weak out there. I'm not trying to criticize them to be negative, but analytical. You know, I just feel like this team does not have a strong look right now, roster-wise, up against the Sixers team. It looks very talented. And, you know, for all you know, the Sixers are a lot more talented than they appear because they have had the injuries throughout the season with Embiid not playing a lot. Now that they're at full strength, and now that Jason Tatum's out, it's kind of a different ballgame. It really is. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out as time goes on. But I tell you, hell, it's a rough look right now. Rough look. Commercial break keeps us in suspense. New York Knicks, no doubt watching this game tonight to see who they're going to face in the second round and also see where they're going to travel for their next game. So that should be interesting as well. The biggest lead of the night so far for the Sixers was 9 points. 13-6 right now. Peyton Pritchard did not start tonight's game. Up a Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan on screen right now. Old highlights. LeBron pinning the ball on Andre Iguodala. Moments in time become legacies forever. Dr. J, Bill Russell, Kareem, Tim Duncan, David Robinson. A lot of great players in those clips. A lot of great players in those clips, that's for sure. All right, so the replay is back. And I think that's off Jaylen Brown. Yep, Sixers win the challenge, and the Sixers score right away, 15-6. Just about halfway through the first quarter. And the Celtics are back in the game here with Garza, Pritchard, White, Jaylen Brown. Peyton Pritchard's going to huck up a three. And that's what I'm talking about. Forcing threes. Sixers get the ball again. I'd like to know the time of possession so far in this game because it seems like every time I turn around, the Sixers have the ball. Joel Embiid in a one-on-one situation against Garza. Drops it underneath to Kelly Oubre, who two-hand jams for the second time in the game. 17-6 Sixers. Celtics will have the ball back. Derek White leading the offense. Derek White back to Garza. Garza for three. That's a brick, so that's another fourth or fifth missed three-point shot so far. Joel Embiid's going to pass it to Kelly Oubre. Up and under. Gets no foul. And now they're going to call it kickball, Celtics ball. 5:46 left in the first quarter. Celtics down 17-6. Celtics have not had any level of sustainable offense so far. And right now, the Sixers are controlling this entire basketball game at every level. The Caidyn's coming into the game now. This is a good substitution. He's going to sub in for Garza. And Caidyn will be playing against a matchup against Joel Embiid. Jaylen Brown trips, slips, passes out to Caidyn. Out to Peyton Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard now out to Derek White. Derek White for three. And a three connects. 17-9. All right, 17-9. Celtics down 8. This is where they got to start getting going now. They got to get some momentum. Maxey with the ball being guarded by Jaylen Brown. Great matchup right there. Caidyn gets the ball. Caidyn's on defense against Embiid, who knocks down a two. 19-9. Next 5 minutes of this quarter are really going to dictate this game in big ways. Celtics need to stay close. Jaylen Brown for two. He connects. Celtics starting to get some offense going now. This is a positive thing. Celtics have got some points now in rhythm. Maxey kicks out to Oubre. Oubre for three. Rims out the three. Okay, now 19-11. Celtics ball. Opportunity to score here. Jaylen Brown's going to take a shot, get fouled. Does not go in. He's going to the free throw line. Got to knock down two here. Maxey is not happy with this call. Jaylen Brown seems relaxed and poised as he goes to the free throw line. And let's see here. Looks like he slaps the right elbow of Jaylen Brown. And they're going to say two shots at the free throw line. All right, so Jaylen Brown's first opportunity is made. 19-12. Celtics down 7. Substitution coming in for the Sixers. And Paul George is going to take a seat. And Sam Hauser is going to check in for the Boston Celtics. And Maxey's currently coordinating with some of his teammates here on the next plays they're going to run, perhaps. There's a little girl in the front row with earmuffs on. It's loud for young kids these games. Nick Nurse, the head coach of the Sixers, was the head coach of the Toronto Raptors in 2019 when they won the NBA title over the Golden State Warriors with Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry is actually on the Sixers as well, a much older player now. And Jaylen Brown's going to go for a second free throw. My nose continues to itch. Jaylen Brown connects. So 19-13, Celtics down 6. 4:38 left. The Celtics are 32-0 when leading a series 3-1. The Sixers are 0-18 when trailing a series 3-1. And Joel Embiid for three misses. Sam Hauser the rebound. Jaylen Brown's going to take the ball up the right side of the court. One-on-one situation. And let's see what he's got here. He's going to try to iso ball this. Fire up a shot. Miss. Rebound Derek White. Back to Peyton Pritchard. And 10 seconds to shoot here. And Derek White for three. Need this. Misses. Looks like there was an off-the-ball screen there. Illegal screen. Celtics looking a little bit frustrated here coming back on defense. Mazzulla looking at the replay on the Tron, as is Caidyn. And Caidyn's like, what the hell? Why the hell am I being called for that? That's bullshit, he's saying. Sixers ball. Joel Embiid, one-on-one with Caidyn. Sam Hauser providing help defense. And a turnaround jump shot by Joel Embiid. 21-13 Sixers. 3:45 left in the first quarter. Peyton Pritchard, guarded by Joel Embiid, throws up a three and misses again. These missed threes, ladies and gentlemen. And a layup is made by the Sixers. So 23-13, Sixers back up 10. Derek White with the ball. Over to Jaylen Brown, top of the key, guarded by Kelly Oubre. And Jaylen Brown's going to take it right in with the two-hand slamma-jamma. 23-15. Jaylen Brown channeling his inner Dominique Wilkins. Jaylen Brown's got 6 points, 2 for 6 shooting. Maxey throws up a shot, makes it. 25-15. Sixers right now. Celtics are starting to get some offensive production, but the Sixers have been offensively consistent throughout this entire first quarter. Derek White's going to fire up a three and miss. Rebound by the Sixers. Unbelievable. This is making me sick to my stomach. Joel Embiid on Caidyn, one-on-one in the paint here. And the ball gets tipped out of bounds. Looks like the Sixers are going to call a timeout. 25-15, 2:38 to go in the first quarter. Jaylen Brown and Derek White and the Celtics are trying to get some offense going, but it's a bit of a struggle here against the Sixers team that's very tough. All right, let's take a look at some statistics. See what we got here. All right, so team stats. The Sixers are shooting 63% from the field. The Celtics are shooting 31% from the field. The Sixers are 1 for 6 for three-pointers. The Celtics are 2 for 10 for three-pointers. Rebounding is in favor of the Sixers, 10-6. Assists in favor of the Sixers, 10-3. The Celtics have committed 4 turnovers, the Sixers 3. Points in the paint for the Sixers is 18. Points in the paint for the Celtics is 4. And the largest lead of the night for the Sixers has been 11 points. This is a tough night. Tough night so far. Tough night for the Celtics. I just question that. And since Joel Embiid has returned to the series, this has not been a matchup team for team that is as favorable as it should be. That's another issue that I have right now. Looking at this game, is I don't think that the Celtics match up well with the Sixers, especially with Jason Tatum out of this game. And even if Jason Tatum was in this game, there's still the height factor. We have not seen Vucevic for the Celtics so far. We have not seen Andre Drummond for the Sixers so far. Your leading scorers for the Boston Celtics are Jaylen Brown with 6 points, Derek White with 7 points. Believe it or not, no other player on the Celtics except for Peyton Pritchard has scored. So only 2 scorers on the Celtics so far. The Sixers, meanwhile, have 5 players that have scored. Kelly Oubre with 4, Paul George with 2, Joel Embiid with 6, Tyrese Maxey with 4, and VJ Edgecombe with 9. A lot of times, teams that have balanced scoring end up winning the games. And we're seeing, and that's the problem with basketball, is you're seeing all the things that usually favor a team that's going to win going in favor of the Sixers. Even though the Celtics do have one more three, they've missed 8 3-pointers so far. 8 3-pointers. The Celtics are 5 for 16 overall on field goals, shooting 31% from the field. The Sixers have more than doubled that, 12 for 19. Celtics need to up their shooting percentage on the court. They also need to significantly increase their three-point shooting right now. Three-point shooting has been atrocious. This has been a big concern for this team. It's been three-point shooting. This is what cost them the series against the Knicks last year in the semifinals, was bad shooting from the three-point line. And we're seeing that again. And I think the Celtics this offseason need to figure out a way to up their front court. Andre Drummond on the bench right now. Really good player in years past. But like Kyle Lowry now, an older player. Maxey and Jaylen Brown both average over 28 points a game, according to a DraftKings stat. Back to the game here, as the players have now returned to the floor. It's going to be Sixers ball. Sam Hauser is out there for the Celtics, one of the predominant three-point shooters for the team. And let's see here. Big shot is made. A three-pointer for the Sixers by Paul George. Imagine if the Sixers team had Paul George, Kyle Lowry, and Andre Drummond 5-6 years ago when they were a lot younger. 28-15. Celtics are down big right now. This is only the first quarter. Sam Howes is going to kick it to Walsh. Misses the three. Rebound is by the Sixers. This has been a pretty common theme so far in this game. Missed three-pointers by the Celtics and rebounds by the Sixers. Been tough to see. Joel Embiid's going to take a shot here, and he's going to make it 30-15. Sixers have now doubled the lead. Joel Embiid is very confident. Right now, Maxey is on the bench getting some rest for the Sixers, and the Sixers are looking very confident. Jaylen Brown one-on-one, takes the shot, makes it. Maxey on the bench with 4 points right now. This is a rough go at it right now. Yeah, the only stats I got are the ones that are being provided. Celtics ball. Celtics got 2 points there, so it's 30-17. Walsh for three. Misses. Rebound Sixers. The same old song every day. I should be doing this for a living, side-eye, Jess. Rebound Celtics. Caidyn. Peyton Pritchard with the ball. Under a minute to go in the first quarter here from Boston. Peyton Pritchard going to give it to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown guarded there. Looks like that's Paul George. And Peyton Pritchard's got a one-on-one situation. High screen by Caidyn. Peyton Pritchard's going to take it and lob it to Caidyn for an alley-oop for a one-hand jam. 30-19, 76ers. So let's need another stop and a basket here if they can get it before this quarter runs out. Joel Embiid walking up the court now, yelling to his teammates about setting up a play. 26 seconds to go, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. High screen by Joel Embiid. Out to Joel Embiid. He's going to go for a two and make it off the glass. Looked like there was a high chance of that missing. 18 seconds to go. Peyton Pritchard with the ball. As you know, Peyton Pritchard's very good at making shots late in the quarter. And it looks like there might be a illegal screen here. Oh, the net is a little bit messed up here today. There's an issue with the net, so they got that fixed right now. There's an alley-oop there. So Celtics scored, Caidyn scored, then Joel Embiid scored. 10 seconds to go. Peyton Pritchard with the ball, guarded tightly. And Paul George is now guarding Peyton Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard fumbles the ball a little bit. It's tied up. Sixers grab the ball. That's it. That's the end of the first quarter. 32-19, 76ers. 76ers playing stellar basketball on both ends of the court. Celtics offense did start to get going, but the Sixers offense has been consistent. So there's been no breakdown. Despite the Celtics picking up their offense, the Sixers offense has not slowed down, which appears to be an issue right now in this game, especially heading into the second quarter. It's interesting that Mazzulla started off this game with the lineups that he did. I almost wonder if he's questioning his starting lineup against this team, which does not give me much confidence at all right now. 65% shooting from the field by the Sixers, 35% by the Celtics. Sixers were 2 for 7 from three-point range. The Celtics were 2 for 12, missing 2 additional shots. There's 16.7%. Total rebounds is 12-7. 12 defensive rebounds for the Sixers, 6 for the Celtics. The assists for the Sixers is 13, 4 for the Celtics. Celtics do have 3 steals. The Sixers have 0s, but it doesn't matter. Points off turnovers for the Celtics, for the Sixers, is 7. Points in the paint is 20 for the Sixers, 6 for the Celtics. And the largest lead of the night for the Sixers is now up to 15 points. They currently hold a 13-point lead heading into the second quarter today. Let me get a drink of water. Oh, they have a lower sugar commercial. They have lower sugar now for Gatorade. Well, that's a relief. I haven't drinking Gatorade in so long. Been a long time. Tough game so far. My goodness gracious, this has been tough. All right, so we're good here. we're good here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. So 12:30 tomorrow, I will be back, and that's going to be a show tomorrow, and it's going to be about Adam Deitch, and it's going to be about Kelsey Fitzsimmons tomorrow. So 12:30, look for that show, and I'm looking forward to that. And that will be it for the weekend, I think. I don't think there's nothing Monday. There's no North Andover Select Board meeting on Monday. So there'll be no show Monday night. There will be a show Monday the 12th for the North Andover Town Meeting. That will be happening soon. We're looking forward to that. See what happens in the town meeting as it pertains to the North Andover Police Department. So I'm looking forward to that particular show. Seeing what goes on there, and we should be good. Beyond that, that's pretty much my upcoming schedule. I have no plans on being on any other shows right now, at all, not yet, anyways. And then we'll see what ends up coming of the week. With the week right now, we're still waiting on Kelsey Fitzsimmons, the family court matter. We're still waiting on that. To see what will come of that with the ruling. Lori Mullen was able to provide some information. One second, guys. Sorry. Lori Mullen was able to provide some information on the latest updates, which were basically no updates, but an expectation on when that could be released. I think she initially projected Monday anyways, so there could be a high percentage chance that ends up getting revealed tomorrow. All right, so now here we are back in Boston. Game number 7, second quarter. Celtics on the court. Derek White, and it looks like there's a foul there. And looks like he's going to the free throw line for shooting fouls. Shooting free throws, rather, due to fouls. I know, I should do this for a living, though, that's for sure. I'd be good at it. That's for sure. I'd be good at doing sportscasting. Love sportscasting. Don't do it often. I haven't done it in about a year, but it'd be interesting if I did, in the future. But it's tough to get jobs in that industry. It's a competitive industry for sure. There's no question about that. Derek White's first free throw is good, and we got 32-20. 32-20 Sixers. One more free throw coming up for the Celtics. Derek White here. Sorry, getting a little distracted. And we'll see what this ends up going. Yeah, I mean, Tatum just got back and he's out again. That's a rough turn of events for the Celtics. 32-21. Derek White connected on his second free throw. Maxey back in the game. He's guarded by Gonzalez. And it looks like he loses his dribble there. And Maxey for 2. And he makes it. So it's going to be 34-21. Celtics are going to need to get some stops. They're going to need to up the rebound game. They're going to need to up their three-point percentage as well. Those are some things that they're going to need to improve on this team in this game. They're additionally going to need some more scoring from other players. Right now, Peyton Pritchard and Caidyn are the only two players that have scored not named Derek White and Jaylen Brown. So that's been an issue as well. Peyton Pritchard with the ball, high screen, Sam Hauser over to Derek White. Derek White's going to dribble in, shoot, make it, 34-23. Celtics got to start getting some stops, got to start getting some makes. They need to cut this lead down. 11-point deficit right now. Derek White, 11 points. So Derek White is performing. We're getting a performance out of Derek White. And it looks like a legal screen by the Sixers. Celtics will get the ball back. And I always say in a situation like this, try to get the easiest basket you possibly can. Every time a team commits an error, try to get the easiest basket possible. Just turn it in for 2 points. Derek White for an easy 2, and he gets exactly what I want. 34-25. Every time you get in basketball, every time a team commits an error, try to get the easiest 2-point basket. Just turn it in for 2. Make them pay with 2-point baskets. There's too much emphasis on 3-point shooting this day and age. It's because of the Golden State Warriors over the past 10 years. But easy baskets are bread and butter in this league. You get a stop. The opponent makes a mistake. Turn it in for 2 points. Rebound. Okay, there we go. Celtics ball, down 9. Get another easy 2 points. Matriculate that ball down the court. Find the easy basket. Caidyn's going in. Reverse layup on Andre Drummond. Makes a 2-point basket. 34-27. Celtics are down 7 points. So this is 2 stops. Sixers are going to call a timeout. So once again, the Celtics are getting the stops. But what are they doing on offense now? Paul George shoved Gonzalez badly there. What are the Celtics doing on offense now? They're not forcing shots. They're going for easy baskets. And as a result of getting those stops and easy baskets, suddenly it's gone from an 11-point game to a 7-point game, and now the Sixers are calling timeout. That's how you get back in basketball games. You don't shoot yourself out of the game. You get the stops, you get the easy baskets. The highest percentage shot should always be taken on every single possession. And the Celtics are starting to do that. And as a result, they're starting to get back in this game now. And that's what they need to do. You don't need to huck up threes every 10 seconds. Make your stops. Get your baskets. Make your stops. Get your baskets. It's a simple game. I did play basketball in school. That is for sure. I lived it. Basketball was my life for a lot of years. It was my biggest part of my life for many, many years. No question about it. I aspired to play Division I college basketball. Didn't play college, but didn't make it Division I, unfortunately. Would have been nice if I had, but it's very, very competitive out there. A lot of players play. But I did the best I could with it. Played very well for years I could. Did good. But not good enough to go to a higher level, unfortunately. But that's life. A lot of good, great players out there. A lot of great players don't make the NBA either, which is even more crazy. They released a stat on how many players actually make the NFL in football, and it's a staggering low amount. Of each class of high school seniors, only like 200 of them, of millions of players, actually end up playing in the NFL, which is nuts. I always wanted to play in the NBA growing up. Growing up in the 90s, watching Larry Bird and Michael Jordan, there's no question I wanted to play in the NBA. Oh, that would have been awesome. That would have been so cool. I would have got paid to play in the NBA. Some interesting statistics here. The Celtics are now leading the second quarter 8-2. So it's an 8-2 second quarter score right now. The Sixers won the first quarter 32-19. The Celtics are up 8-2, which is interesting. Penny Hardaway, that's exactly right. Penny Hardaway, another one of my favorites. I had his jersey when I was in 6th grade. I had his blue jersey. I still have it somewhere. But he was one of my absolute favorite basketball players of all time. No question about it. I used to emulate him as much as I could when I was shooting around on my hoop growing up. But he was a great player. Penny and Shaq, Horace Grant, Nick Anderson, and Dennis Scott, the mid-90s Orlando Magic were an incredible basketball team. No question about that at all. Oh, you had Penny's shoes. That's cool. I had Scottie Pippen's Air shoes. I had Kobe Bryant's shoes when he was like 96, 97 season, I think. Somewhere around there, young Kobe, which was really cool. So, yeah, no, that was awesome. And good to hear that Kobe went into a great career. I wish he had done it with another organization. The Celtics had actually scouted Kobe Bryant. They had actually worked out with him. There's pictures of M.L. Carr and Dennis Johnson working out Kobe Bryant, but they passed on him. They actually drafted Antoine Walker, which was a very good draft pick. But Kobe Bryant obviously would have been greater. Scott Skiles was on the Magic, but he was there before Penny Hardaway. I was not a fan of Scott Skiles. Neither was Shaq. Sixers ball. Back to game action here in the second quarter. Sixers still holding the lead with under 10 minutes to go. Some of their players in the quarter, Paul George and Andre Drummond. Celtics got 6 points in the paint to none by the Sixers in the second quarter. That's a stat on TV right now. All right, Maxi's out there for the Sixers. Derek White, Caidyn, Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard, and Gonzalez out there for the Celtics. Paul George for 2. He makes that. Derek White covering him. Big height discrepancy there. Paul George being about 6'9". And Derek White trying to fight to get open here. 36-27 Sixers. Derek White going to try to get 2 points if he can. Misses. Rebound, Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond, at this point in his career, is an excellent choice as a backup center, as he definitely adds some height and depth and size, physical size, as in muscle or heaviness, to your post. Paul George covering Peyton Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard dribbling circles around everybody. To Caidyn. Caidyn pump fakes. He up fakes, dribbles down, and one hand slams it. Caidyn looking like Akeem Olajuwon on that play. 36-29, 7-point lead. Sixers ball, 8:30 to go in the second quarter. And a three-point opportunity here for the Sixers is an air ball out of bounds. Alonzo Mourning was amazing. I liked him a lot when he was the Hornets and the Heat. Won an NBA title with the Heat in 2006. All right. So, Sixers ball. They're insisting that the Celtics tip the ball, which is nonsense. Celtics are challenged? No. Missoula might do a challenge here. Let's see. He definitely didn't touch the ball. So this call is ridiculous by the officials here. Shot for the Sixers. Rims out. Rebound by Caidyn. That saves the challenge. Celtics got the stop anyways. 36-29. Peyton Pritchard with the ball. They got Paul George guarding Peyton Pritchard, which is causing some issues for Pritchard. A lot of extra work. To Caidyn. Caidyn up fakes and gets fouled by Andre Drummond. And Caidyn is outplaying Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond no longer the player he once was. Getting older in years, obviously. A lot tougher to play as you continue on in your career. But Caidyn getting the better of him tonight. Nice one-hand jam. He got his tongue out, too. He's like that. Nice one-hand jam there. What do we got here? Joel Embiid coming back in the game. Kelly Oubre coming back in the game. Delay of game warning, it appears. Celtics ball. Side inbound. Thank you so much. Stop. No one compares to the bird. I agree. No one does compare to the bird. All right. Celtics ball. Down 7. Peyton Pritchard up fakes on Joel Embiid. Up and under and scores. It's a 5-point game. 36-31. Celtics battling. Season on the line for both teams. Winner plays the New York Knicks in the second round, which is going to be a very tough series. Joel Embiid getting guarded by Gonzalez. This should be no problem for Embiid, who kicks out to Oubre for 3. Misses the 3. Rebound by the Sixers. Might have been a loose ball foul. Thank you, Phil 65098 for the super chat. All right, sorry about that. All right, so Sixers ball, 5-point lead. Double team on Joel Embiid. Rebound, Celtics, Derek White. He's going to take it up the left side of the court. Sixers scrambling to get back on defense. Derek White for 3. Makes it. We got a ball game. 36-34. Yeah, the Larry Bird character in winning time was phenomenal, by the way. Awesome. Derek White's got 16 points, 3 for 5 from 3. It's a 2-point game right now. Illegal screen by the Sixers. And Celtics are going to get the ball back. And the Sixers want to know what hit them. And Nick Nurse, the head coach of the Sixers, is not happy. Celtics are suddenly, just like that, back in this game. The Celtics have dominated this second quarter. And what seemed like a potential runaway game for the Sixers has now done a total 180. Derek White thinking about 3, gets fouled on the floor by Oubre. The Celtics have outscored the Sixers 18-4 in this quarter. 18-4 in this quarter right now, which is absolutely insane to think about. Absolutely insane to think about. 18-4 right now. And now the Celtics, Peyton Pritchard for 3, nails it. Celtics got the lead. Celtics are back, baby. 37-36. Celtics are in the lead. The crowd is standing. The Celtics bench is excited. And the Sixers continue to work their offense. Joel Embiid misses. It looks like a loose ball on the floor. Foul. So all of this game's totally changed, folks. Unbelievable here. 18-4 Celtics in this quarter. The Celtics scored 19 points in the first quarter. They've already scored 18 points in less than half of the second quarter. This is an incredible turnaround right now for this Celtics team. In a team that matchup-wise seemed outclassed in areas, especially with Jason Tatum out. But this team has found its way back into this game, and I think that they've done that with a lot of good defense. I also think that they've also increased their shot percentage, which I think has absolutely been pivotal for this particular team as well, is increasing shot percentage, taking better shots, hitting those shots. That has been huge for the Boston Celtics so far in this game. Hugo Gonzalez, they're saying it's plus 14 and plus minus points so far. It's going to be an easy 2 for the Sixers. They're going to retake the lead, 38-37. Not to worry, though. Celtics are down 1, which is better than being down 11 to 15 points. Am I right? So the Celtics are right back in this game. They've cut that deficit. Pritchard for 2. He misses it. Rebound Sixers. Tipped by Embiid. Recovered by Maxey. 3-point shot for Sixers. They make that. Celtics down 4, but not too bad. Not too bad right now. The one thing the Celtics want to do right now is stay consistent offensively. They managed to come back and get the lead. They've given up 4 consecutive points, but they want to stay consistent right now. Out to Peyton Pritchard from Jaylen Brown. High screen by Caidyn. Pritchard driving in. Double team. Trying to tuck under. Back out to Brown. Brown for 3. Makes it! 41-40. This is great news. Just stay in this game right now. Whatever you do, don't let the Sixers regain a high score lead again of 10 points or more. Embiid fouled, makes the shot. Derek White was the defender there. Again, a point guard, shooting guard, guarding a power forward center. 43-40 Sixers. Celtics are back in this game, though, nonetheless. That was the most important thing the Celtics could have done, was just cut that big lead down. And if you're down by a couple points at this point, it's not a big deal. Being down 6-7 points right now is not a big deal. Being down 10 points or more, that's a big deal. You don't want to be there. So they're down 3 right now. Joel Embiid's at the line. This is a very manageable game right now for the Celtics. They have outplayed the Sixers in the second quarter. Pretty much a stalemate game at this point. Paul George is going to take a seat. He's getting some Gatorade. Joel Embiid, you drive a Mazda, and Joel Embiid makes his free throw, 4-point lead. Again, manageable game right now for the Celtics. You can tell there's some pressure on the Sixers right now as they dig a little deeper into their bench. Maxey and Embiid are out there for the Sixers. Pritchard, Derek White misses the 3. Pritchard the rebound. Pritchard, Derek White, Gonzalez, Caidyn, and Brown out there for the Celtics. Over to Pritchard. High screen by Caidyn. Pritchard's going to dribble around, dribble under, reverse layup on Embiid. No success. Maxey the rebound. He takes it from the center of the court to the left of the court. Passes it to Embiid, who's in a one-on-one situation against Gonzalez. He passes off to point guard. And reach and foul by Gonzalez. So they're going to keep their defense up. Their defense has been a lot more pressuring. There's been a lot less easy baskets by the Sixers in this quarter. The Sixers have had to work for the points they have gotten, which is great news. The Sixers are giving a lot of resistance right now, despite the Celtics comeback. But I do think the Celtics are starting to get in rhythm right now, which is very good news. Joel Embiid is sharing with his team to be more calm and relaxed, not to get riled up by the Celtics comeback. And Joel Embiid will take a free throw here, first of 2. All right, Joel Embiid, free throw number 1 rolls in and out. So no go on that. 4-point lead. I always tell people when I used to coach kids in my college years to just never leave the free throw line missing both free throws. Always make at least one, worst case. You want to make both, never miss both. You know, that's always the key here. Joel Embiid, a second free throw coming up. Derek White still out there for the Celtics. Good game for him so far tonight. Very good performance. Game 7 here, all on the line. Joel Embiid makes his free throw. Yes, he does. 45-40. Celtics need to come back with the basket here. 2 or 3, neither matters. Just get a basket. Chop the lead down. Keep this thing under 7. Jaylen Brown 1-on-1. Rolls off, spins off, fadeaway shot 2, and the paint is good. Usually the fixes are usually in throughout the series, in my opinion. Usually if they fix these playoff rounds, they're fixed to make sure they go 6 or 7 games so they make the money. The NBA is going to make money off the next round, whether it's the Celtics or Sixers. 2 big market teams here. A Celtics next or a Sixers next series will be good for the NBA. All right, Derek White rolls in. 2 misses. Sopans. Gonzalez doesn't get the ball. Super sticker by Phil. Thank you, Phil. Yeah, I'm about the same age as you, Sarah. Yeah, I remember Iverson well. I had Iverson shoes, in fact. I had his 2 pairs of shoes. 47-42 Sixers going to timeout here and a commercial break. Yeah. Just a message my dad about it because I was there with Iverson. He told me it was a different time. I remember the Celtics games against Iverson. Those were great games. Iverson was one of the best players ever. Great player. Great talent. Field goal percentage is balanced out in this game, believe it or not. Sixers have gone from about 65% down to 55%. The Celtics have gone from about 30% up to 47%. The Celtics three-point percentage has also gone up to 30%. It was much lower than that earlier in the game. Total rebounds has also been a gap that's closed. It's 17 rebounds for the Sixers. It's 13 rebounds for the Celtics. And the Celtics' biggest lead of the game so far has been 1 point. And thank you, Phil, for the super sticker. Hank, how are you doing tonight? Iverson was unbelievable at Georgetown. I remember the Georgetown UConn game with Ray Allen and Allen Iverson in college. Head-to-head. 2 of the greatest talents ever. One of the greatest ball handling and individual scorers ever in Allen Iverson. And then one of the greatest shooting guards ever and shooters ever in Ray Allen. 2 of the top talents you'll ever see in basketball history. For different reasons. They would have worked together as teammates very well because I think one of the best things you can do, when I think about building a team around Allen Iverson, he's a ball-dominant guard or was. And he's better off with someone that can shoot the ball. Like when he was paired with Carmelo Anthony and the Nuggets, for example, or if he was paired with Ray Allen, like a 3-point shooting guard, like that's the kind of player you want. You don't want to put him with like a Tracy McGrady or a Kobe because Tracy McGrady is a ball-dominant guard. Kobe's a ball-dominant guard. You don't need that when you have Allen Iverson. What you need is someone like Ray Allen who can just knock down threes all day, doesn't mind being a secondary option. Where Iverson can do his thing. But then, so again, Iverson and Ray Allen would have worked perfectly together as teammates. And like Sarah said, Carmelo Anthony was fantastic as well. Very good for the Nuggets. Very good for the New York Knicks. One of the best players ever, really, in terms of shooting and scoring. And they had a tandem. Ray Allen and Carmelo Anthony were teammates for a while. I actually think that Kevin Durant and Iverson would work, actually, now that I think about it. Because you think about it, Durant played with Steph Curry, who was ball dominant, and he played with Westbrook and James Harden in Oklahoma. So I think that actually would work, Durant and Iverson. Because Durant can be the second option, as crazy as that sounds. And if Durant's your second option, that's a hell of an offense, okay? And Iverson was unbelievable. Iverson could beat up all. I mean, I remember Iverson would get bruises every single game. His arms would be battered. He'd be bullied around, pushed around, shoved around. But he was great from the get-go. I remember he crossed Michael Jordan up in a game his rookie year, which was absolutely insane. Iverson was unbelievable. The problem with Iverson in Philadelphia was they never really got enough talent around him. Even though he got to the NBA Finals in 2001, they traded for Dikembe Mutombo mid-season. They traded away Theo Ratliff. And Theo Ratliff was a very good player for the Sixers that year. They had a great record. And they traded for Dikembe Mutombo, who was a great player, but the team just didn't have enough to compete with the Shaq Kobe Lakers. Celtics are back. 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Jaylen Brown out to Gonzalez, is getting a lot of minutes tonight. And Derek White is going to dribble in, shoot, miss. And it's going to be Sixers ball, 47-42. Second quarter winding down. Joel Embiid backing down his defender and misses. And we're going to move down the court here pretty quickly. Sam Hauser for three. Makes it. That's huge. That's one of your top three-point shooters. The closest thing to Larry Bird we've had since Larry Bird. White blonde guy. Sam Hauser knocks down to three. 47-45. Under 3 minutes to go. Celtics getting the job done here in the second quarter. Sixers are going to go for a shot, but not get really anything going. 7 seconds to go in the shot clock. Paul George may have to huck this up, and he will. And he makes it. From downtown, Paul George, former Indiana Pacer, former LA Clipper, former Oklahoma City Thunder player. 50-45 Gonzalez for three, and he misses that. Rebound Celtics. Inside to Gonzalez on Embiid, misses that. Defensive foul on Joel Embiid, who does not like that. Gonzalez is going to the line here for some free throws. And my message to the Celtics has been to close this gap as much as possible. It's the second quarter. You can afford to go down. You can afford to not be in the lead at halftime, but you just got to keep it as close as possible because what you don't want to happen in the next couple of minutes is first free throw is missed. What you don't want to happen in the last 2 minutes is the Sixers to expand the lead. I'm not sure if this is a joke, but maybe I was joking about Sam Hauser. I'm just making a joke that Sam Hauser kind of looks like Larry Bird. But Larry Bird's one of the greatest players of all time. He's also one of my favorite players to ever play the game. So thank you, Larry. Larry Bird was the troll of all the trolls, that's for sure. That's for damn sure. Celtics are down 5, Sixers ball. Now, again, Celtics got to be careful here. They have no big man presence out there at all. Easy basket for the Sixers. They're down 7. Celtics have no height out there right now. And Joel Embiid's literally getting guarded by Gonzalez. And like I said, the Celtics cannot afford to allow the Sixers to re-expand this lead going into halftime. And again, down 5, 2 minutes to go. Derek White's played pretty much every minute of this game. I'm waiting to see whose possession this is. This is going to be Celtics ball. Celtics get the ball back down 5. Need to score here. I'll take any points available. Missing the free throws was not good, by the way, by Gonzalez. He needs to make those. At least make one, for goodness sakes. Jaylen Brown on Paul George misses. And Joel Embiid falls to the ground. 1 minute and 42 seconds to go in the half. I'm having a fun time covering this game tonight. Let's see what the call is going to be here. Is Gonzalez looks like he has some skin that got ripped off the inside of his palm here, right about there. It's all gashed. I haven't seen the Hulk Hogan documentary yet. I gotta watch that on Netflix. Oh, it's Derek White's hand that's got. You're gonna have to put some gauze on his hand. Yeah, I haven't seen the Hulk Hogan documentary yet, but I'm gonna have to check that out. All right. Joel Embiid makes a free throw. Game 7's tomorrow. The Magic and Pistons. The Cavs and Raptors. 3:30 and 7:42 tomorrow. Celtics down 6. I want them to make sure they're down no more than 7 going into half. As close to a tie as possible would be advised. 51-45. Joel Embiid. getting ready for his second free throw. Derek White talking with his teammates here about defensive, offensive plays coming up. And Joel Embiid will miss the second one. 6-point lead for the Sixers. Say your prayers and take your vitamins, brother, dude. Celtics ball. Caidyn coming in, slamming it down with a two-hand jam. Down 4 now. 1:25 to go. Celtics closing in. Again, I want them as close to the lead as possible, if not having the lead by the second half. Maxey has been quiet. 3-point attempt by the Sixers is a miss. And it looks like it's going to be Sixers ball, perhaps. They're going to call a loose ball foul on Caidyn. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, Larry Bird was the best. I won this one for French Lick. Or I won this one for Terre Haute. Looks like Embiid smacked Sam Hauser. But then somehow they're calling it on Caidyn. 3 fouls on Caidyn. 6 to foul out in the game, by the way. And Joel Embiid's back to the free throw line here. Makes his first, re-extends the 5-point lead. Caidyn's going to go to the bench for the rest of the half. Not happy, obviously, is Caidyn. Vucevic has not played in this game at all. Obviously, Jason Tatum is out for this game. I went to the Springfield Hall of Fame 2 years ago. Me and my buddy took a day off from work and went there one day. We went to Wahlburgers up the street afterwards. Second free throw is good for Embiid. And it's a 6-point deficit. Derek White will dribble the ball up now. No Vucevic for the Celtics. Derek White for 3. Need this. Made it. That's beautiful. Good. 3-point deficit now. 53-50. And Maxey will dribble the ball. Derek White's got 19 points and 4 threes. Celtics block Maxey out of bounds. Sixers will get the ball back. Yeah, Larry Bird's history was extremely interesting. Very, very sad history with his father committing suicide. And then he dropped out of Indiana, played for Bobby Knight briefly, and then transferred to Indiana State, which was great. That changed his career. Out of bounds, Sixers ball still. 41 seconds to go. Celtics down 3. Celtics will be close going into the half no matter what at this point, barring a catastrophic meltdown in the next couple of minutes. Embiid with the ball. He's going to shoot it. Misses it. Rebound, Celtics. 36 seconds to go. Celtics can take their time here, but Jaylen Brown will not. He'll jam it, but gets stuffed by Embiid. Maxey's slowing the ball down. 24 seconds to go. 19 seconds on the shot clock. They'll slow down for what will ultimately be probably the final shot in the half. 53-50 Sixers. Great second quarter for the Celtics. Sam Hauser guarding Maxey. Maxey's going to make that shot. 55-50. 6.9 seconds left on the clock. The Sixers defense will go full court matchup here. Jaylen Brown. Over to Derek White. Derek White with an easy layup opportunity. Blocked. And that's the half. 55-50, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right back. I got to get some seltzer water. All right, I'm back. All right, I got some my last pink apple and lemon seltzer water. So I got that. Let's look at a cup here. Plenty of Larry Bird was a great coach for the Pacers. Fantastic coach for the Pacers. In fact, he somebody left. He was a great head coach. He had got a lot. I mean, 98 when he coached the Pacers, they took the Chicago Bulls 7 games in the Eastern Conference Championship, and they had a good team. They had Antonio Davis, Dale Davis, Travis Best. They had Mark Jackson, Chris Mullin, Reggie Miller, Jalen Rose, Austin Crozier. That was a fantastic roster. And they took the Bulls as far as they could. But the Chicago Bulls were the Chicago Bulls, obviously, and Michael Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, Ron Harper, Luke Longley, just so many great players on the team. Tony Kukoc, all those players. And then you get the team to the finals in 2000. But again, the problem with Bird's Pacers was they were very good teams. But the problem was they were also facing like the absolute best teams you could possibly imagine in NBA history. The 98 Bulls were Jordan and Pippen with Phil Jackson. The 2000 Lakers were Shaq and Kobe with Phil Jackson. They also had Glenn Rice on that team, who was a very, very good basketball player. People don't talk about much, but Glenn Rice was unbelievable. Especially when you have Reggie Miller, on your team, and then you get Glenn Rice on the other team. Well, it's like, 2 top 3-point shooters going head to head, for sure. So the NBA Hall of Fame, I went to 2024? Maybe 2023. No, it's 2023. I think it was 2023 I went down there and hold on, I'll check. I think it was 2023. I think I went in 2023. I think it was summertime. When did I go there? I think it was before I covered the Karen Reed case. Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was June 2023 when I went. Yeah. It was June 2023 when I went. And they had like a TNT studio and all that. And they had rings and Kobe jerseys and all kinds of cool stuff there. Signed basketballs. Yeah. Yeah, it's 2023. That's right, because I was just starting to cover the Karen Reed case on Twitter. Actually, that's right around the time I started covering it. I think I started tweeting about it in June or July, right around that time. And that's when the old MazzaMedia shows were still going, the old weekly sports shows and everything. And I just transitioned right out of that into covering Karen Reed. Wow, that's incredible. That was 20. I have never been to Cooperstown. I'll never go to Cooperstown. I'll never go to any version of Canton, whether it's the Canton in Massachusetts or the Canton, Ohio, where the NFL Hall of Fame is. Yeah, I don't usually go to Hall of Fames. I never really even intended of ever going to the Celtics Hall of Fame. One of my good friends had messaged me and said, "Hey, we should go to the Hall of Fame." I said, "Well, how about this? We'll take days off from work and we'll just go. We'll take day off, get the hell out of our offices for the day or whatnot, and head over there, have a good day, and all that." So it's cool to hang out with a friend I hadn't seen in a long time. We went to Wahlburgers after. I'd never been to Wahlburgers. That was a great trip. Do they have a Bird statue? I think they do have a Larry Bird statue. I think he's kind of like that or something. I think there's a Larry Bird statue. There's got to be. I haven't seen it, but there is. I think there is one somewhere. Larry Bird statue. Let me see if there is one. Yeah, there's a Larry Bird statue. There's one in Indiana. That's where it is. It's in Indiana. Yeah, it's at Indiana State University. Yeah, there's no statue in Boston, though. Yeah. So, yeah, there's the Canton, Ohio. That's where the Football Hall of Fame, not the NFL Hall of Fame, but the Football Hall of Fame. And, yeah, Canton, getting inducted into Canton, Ohio. Yeah, not Canton, Massachusetts. Two different kinds of Cantons. Two different types of Cantons for sure. So, yes, to say the least. Oh, boy. Yeah, so the Basketball Hall of Fame is nice. It is. But the thing I don't like about the Basketball Hall of Fame is it's mostly just jerseys. And it's kind of like you don't even know if it's actually game-worn jerseys. I mean, they could say it is. That's what I was always skeptical about when I went to Gillette Stadium's Hall of Fame, for the Patriots Hall of Fame. Is like, oh, yeah, those are the actual Super Bowl trophies right there. I'm like, really? Like, the actual Super Bowl trophies are right here? Like, these are them? They're not replicas? They're not fakes? They're not knockoffs? No, these are the real ones. Like, are you sure about that? No, I'm sure those are the real ones. You're sure about that? No, I'm sure they are. I kept pressing the guy about it at the Hall of Fame. I'm like, because you sure you guys just didn't get replicas made? And you put them here in the Hall of Fame. Because every time I see them in other photos, they're in Bob Kraft's special office up in Gillette Stadium. But apparently they're there and they're here at the Hall of Fame all at once. Or do they get moved around all the time? You know, I like the Patriots draft a lot. I did. I thought that they drafted what they need. They needed a left tackle. I think Campbell's going to get moved into guard. They needed a tight end. They got an edge rusher. And the reason why they needed an edge rusher is because their defense got destroyed by the running game of the Seahawks in the Super Bowl this year, and their offensive line got destroyed. They could use a tight end, so they got all their needs met, you know, to say the least. So, and we're still going to get A.J. Brown at some point too, so we should get him from the Eagles. It looks like Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, and Tracy McGrady, three of the best players of the 2000s, are doing sideline reporting right now at halftime for NBC. Good to see three of the best players. Three of the best players you ever watched in your life, you know, play the game. You add Paul Pierce to this group, and all of them are equally as good as one another. It doesn't matter if you have Carmelo Anthony, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, or Pierce. They're all basically like the same talent level. You know what I'm saying? They're all going to score 20 to 30 points per game. All right, Celtics down 5. And the Celtics had a very good second quarter. So things went well. They had lost the first quarter 32-19. They won the second quarter 31-23. Now, they're down 5, so what they got to do right now is continue to win. They got to win another quarter now. They got to come out here. They got to win. Now, the Sixers are really going to put up a lot of resistance now. This is a Game 7. This is, you know, we've had a lot of great Game 7s, a lot of great playoff games in Boston Celtics history. Larry Bird versus Dominique Wilkins. Paul Pierce versus LeBron James in 2008. So there's been a lot of great matchups over the years. So, you know, Jaylen Brown and Derek White are going to have to bring it here in the second half. But the third quarter is the gateway to the fourth quarter, meaning if you have a bad third quarter, it's going to be a really difficult fourth quarter. But if you have a solid or great third quarter, you have a real big shot at winning this game. So they cannot, under any circumstances, allow the Sixers to run them off the court in this third quarter. They got to be consistent. The Celtics got to play hard-nosed defense. They got to make sure they're knocking down their shots. The Celtics did a very good job in the second quarter of increasing their shooting percentage and picking up their pace there. Their shooting percentage was very low. Now it's over 45%. The Sixers were over 65%. They're now down to about 51%. So they got to do what they can right now to, like Donovan said, chip away at the lead. And they met my margin, which was not being any further down than 7 points by halftime. They met that threshold. They're down 5. You can work with it. But you just have to have a very good third quarter now. You just cannot, they cannot afford to go down you any further than 7 points now. They got to do whatever they can to outperform the Sixers. In the third quarter, in the fourth quarter, you got to outplay them now. You got to find a way. The Celtics substitutions have been interesting tonight. Compared to previous games, Missoula has definitely flipped the script. At one point, they had no centers or power forwards out there. They had Gonzalez guarding Joel Embiid, and it was actually working to some degree. So we'll see what ends up happening. Caidyn being in foul trouble bothers me a little bit. We'll be interested to see if he starts the second half or if they'll find another way around it with other substitutions. And Vucevic has not played at all in this game, which is absolutely shocking to me. I'm actually shocked to see that. Can't believe that hasn't happened yet. But we'll see what ends up happening here in this third quarter. I'm eager for this third quarter. And the old MazzaMedia actually used to cover the NBA Finals games live. They covered the Warriors Celtics games. I think it was the final game of that series we covered on this show years ago. All right. 2 Game 7s tomorrow. The Eastern Conference is going to be settled between tonight and tomorrow. And it'll be all locked in. And beginning next week on Monday, Tuesday, there will be basically round 2 beginning. This is pretty much it now for the first round tomorrow. And then we move on to the second round. This is always the round where the pretenders are eliminated. So Celtics can't be pretenders. They got to get this done right now. Yeah, he does look like a baby. He does look very young. That is for sure. There's no question about that. Very much a young-looking player. All right. All right. Getting ready for the second half here to begin. They're showing some highlights. Well, let's take a look at some of the player stats while we're waiting. Let's look at the Sixers to start. Joel Embiid has 19 points. VJ Edgecombe, 12 points. Paul George, 10 points. Tyrese Maxey, 8 points. And Kelly Oubre, 4 points. Beyond that, the Sixers have only seen 2 points from Quentin Grimes. No points from nobody else. So points from 6 players. For the Celtics, 19 points for Derek White, 13 points for Jaylen Brown. Great days for both of them. Supporting points have come in from Caidyn with 8, Peyton Pritchard with 7, and Sam Hauser with 3. So we're only seeing production from about 5 players right now offensively, and that's it. No other points from anybody else. So 6 players have scored baskets for the Sixers. 5 players have scored baskets for the Celtics. Ron Harper Jr. started the game. He was not seen on the court again. So that's interesting to note as well, that led to that. So again, some players that started but did not return to the court, which was very, very interesting. So again, I'm looking forward to seeing what we're going to have here for a second half, and should be good otherwise. Let's check text messages. And we're good. All right, good. Nobody's really pestering me tonight. That's good. That's really good. Pumped up for the half. Now I'll say this. What's crazy is I don't really think the Celtics have what it takes to go all the way, but they could beat if they win this series, they could beat the Knicks. And if the Pistons get eliminated, they could beat the Raptors, the Magic, the Cavs. So they're not, I mean, it's like almost like the Celtics don't necessarily have the team to win it all, but at the same time, there's a path to the finals. But what's crazy is that this Celtics team has the potential to get eliminated tonight and be done, or literally make it to the finals. Like there's that level of craziness with the playoffs this year where one thing could go either way. But and Sixers are a good team. I mean, the Sixers have a lot of talent. They don't look like a 7 seed at all to me. Embiid being hurt probably affected their win-loss record all year long. So, you know, there's a lot of factors like that play into all of this. So it's going to be interesting. But I'm hyped up for the second half. I'm happy. I'm happy they got it going in the second quarter. I really am. That was pivotal. You just can't afford to be down 10 points or more, especially in a game like this. There's no more. You know, like in a 7-game series, you can afford to have a bad game and lose. You know, usually in every series, each team's going to have a horrible game. You know, but in a playoff series like this, once it gets to Game 7, there's no more room for mistakes. There's no more room for bad games, bad halves. You have to make the most of it right away and win. You know, and it's all she wrote. And, you know, Celtics could be packing their bags tonight, or they could be awaiting the New York Knicks to walk in the door in a couple of days. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Here we go. Outside shot of Boston's Garden, Seacom Bridge. Boston Garden's all lit up in green tonight. Players are finishing their halftime warm-ups, coming back on the court now. Here we go, 55-50 at the half. Second half begins right about now. Reggie Miller in the house tonight for NBC. Got a sharp suit on. I had Reggie's jersey as well when I was a kid. All right, I'm ready to go here. Here we go. Last night's game was a devastating loss for the Boston Bruins. So let's get the ball first. Let's open it up with the basket here, guys. All right, 2 for 12 from 3 in the first quarter, 5 for 7 from 3 in the second quarter. Great improvement. Derek White, Caidyn's back in there. Derek White's going to up fake. Caidyn's going to dribble in, and what's he going to do here? Hakeem Olajuwon, the hell out of Joel Embiid, who puts his head down in disgust. 55-52. Celtics getting a great start off this half. Now let's get another stop here. Get a little bit of a run going right off the bat here if we could. Catch up a little bit more, and hopefully they can bring this home. All right, three-point shot attempt by the Sixers is good. That gets them up to 6 points now, 58-52. Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Caidyn, Jaylen Brown in the game for the Celtics. Some of the Sixers talents are Paul George, Joel Embiid, and Maxey. Derek White for 3. Hesitates at first, then shoots it up, misses. Rebound, Caidyn, slippery hands back to the Celtics. Loose ball foul. Caidyn's looking for a call here. Might be on him, and it is. It looks like it's a loose ball foul on Caidyn. And we're going to get a substitution. Caidyn's coming out of the game. Wow. Yeah, Caidyn grabbed Joel Embiid a little bit there. And Caidyn's going to the bench. He looks devastated. 4 fouls for him, 6 to foul out. Garza's in the game now. So we got Luka Garza back in the game. He's going to guard Joel Embiid. 3-point shot by Maxey is good. And the Celtics are now down 9 points. Down 5 at the half, now down 9. This is not what we want. Can't afford a slow start in this quarter. Got to have a great quarter here. Jaylen Brown throws up a 3. Misses it. Rebound Embiid. This is trouble now. This is trouble. And certainly Celtics got that 2-point basket right off the bat to go down 3. Now they're down 9. Maxey to Embiid. Embiid's going to shoot it. Misses it. Jaylen Brown gets the rebound. He's going to push the pace up the court until he meets resistance. Out to Derek White. Derek White off the screen. Over to Garza. Garza back to Derek White, who's guarded by Joel Embiid. Throws up a 3. Misses it. Rebound Peyton Pritchard. Derek White for 3 again. Misses that. Damn it. Fuck. Oh. Sorry. Sorry about the outburst there, folks. I apologize. I'm getting a little pissed off. Sorry. Oh, just you miss a shot, you get the ball back, you shoot it again, you miss again. You know, it's just frustrating to watch. 61-52. Sixers, Maxey guarded by Derek White. High screen by Embiid. Maxey with Garza is going to drop back, fire up a shot, and make it. And now they're down 11. Timeout Celtics. Maxey very confident right now. Kobe swagger for Maxey as he comes off to the timeout. It's 11-point lead. This is what we didn't want to see right now. This is what just happened is exactly what could not happen. And I said this at halftime. Expect the Sixers to come out swinging in the third quarter, and so they are. Devastating right now for the Celtics. Now having to cut back into that lead. That's not good. They've worked that lead down from 11 points already, down to a 3-point deficit. Now it's back up to 11. They can't get in this fight of, are we down 3 points or are we down 12 points? And it can't be like this all day long, where you're trying to battle the deficit. That's what they needed to do right away. They needed that strong start, and the Sixers just completely gone back to first quarter basketball. And now you're in a situation where you can't afford them to get the lead any further out than it already is. The Celtics look very cold out there. Their shots look very cold. They don't seem to have the momentum that they had in the second quarter at all. And that's a problem for me. Quite a bit of a problem for me right now. And it's a problem for the team. Shelly, good to see you. Hope you're doing good today. But, they got to get this going now. And, again, you can't get in a situation where you're not taking shots and missing them either. You got to get out there. You got to make these shots, get your stops. And Caidyn being in foul trouble now is costly. And I'd like to know why Vucevic is not playing. I'd love to know that. I'd love to know what's going on there. That much is for sure. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, that went bad quick. It's just, you missed that three. Derek White misses that three. Pritchard gets the rebound, gets it back to Derek White. Derek White shoots the three and misses. And it's devastating because, again, great players shouldn't miss 2 shots in a row. I don't remember many times playing basketball where I'd miss 2 shots in a row. It doesn't really happen to great players in basketball, whether at the high school level or NBA. I played many games where I missed a shot, made the next one. They have cinnamon pebbles now. That's like taking Fruity Pebbles and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's going to be a good cereal. Not that I eat cereal anymore, but that sounds good. Cinnamon Pebbles. They got Cocoa Pebbles, Fruity Pebbles, which are legendary, and now Cinnamon Pebbles. All right. I know the Celtics going to get going. It's 8-2 in the quarter right now. Sixers 8, Celtics 2 in the quarter. I like to look at quarter-by-quarter stats as well. Celtics shooting has dropped off. They were at 51% shooting at halftime. They've dropped all the way down to 42% now. Not good. Going in the opposite direction. Again, they can't afford another first quarter because what you saw in the second quarter, right? They had a bad first quarter. They were down by a lot of points, right? They were down by 13 points at the end of the first. In the second quarter, they put forth the effort to drive down that lead. Now you want to expand upon that, but what's happened now is they've gone in the opposite direction, and now you have to fight to get that deficit down. You can't afford to go in the fourth quarter in the same set of circumstances that you entered the second quarter with. And the second quarter work is now dying in vain because now the Sixers have retaken momentum in short order in this third quarter. This cannot happen. The Celtics need to find a way to get going here, and consistent shooting as well as defense needs to pick up. Only 2.5 minutes into the quarter, Jaylen Brown makes it. He's going to the line. So that's a great start out of this timeout. So, yes, Devin. The Celtics are going to have to try to get this lead eradicated as quickly as possible. I'm talking like in the next 4 minutes of play. They got Jaylen Brown has got a 2. Maxey got a foul on him. Maxey's upset about it. Jaylen Brown's getting to the free throw line. That's great news. He's got to knock down this 3. Gonzalez missing 2 free throws killed them, I thought. Derek White missing 2 threes in a row killed them, I thought. That's 5 points right there. You have those 5 points, you're down 3 points right now. You're down 8 now. So Celtics are down 63-55, just about 3 minutes into the new quarter. Jaylen Brown is guarding Joel Embiid. The Celtics look very small out there with Jordan Wallace possibly as their tallest player. No answers for Joel Embiid, who very easily gets a 2-point inside the paint. Look for the Sixers to dominate inside now. And out to Jordan Walsh, out to Peyton Pritchard, over to Jaylen Brown again. Derek White's going to set the screen. ISO ball by Jaylen Brown, who drives in, throws it up, misses the shot. Jump ball, caught by Embiid, who traveled, but they didn't call it. Over to Maxey. Maxey's going to throw up a 3. Misses that. Rebound Celtics. Down 10. Peyton Pritchard for 3. Need this. Makes it. Down 7. Down 7. All right, so that 11-point lead is down to 7. Needs some defense here. Great lineup in here for the Sixers. Their 5 best are on the floor. Rebound Celtics. Great stop by Jaylen Brown. Peyton Pritchard dribbling to the left. Centers the ball back to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown up fakes for 3. Passes it to Jordan Walsh on the right wing. Top of the key back to Jaylen Brown. ISO ball over to Peyton Pritchard, who has Joel Embiid guarding him. And he's dribbling circles around. Kicks it. Lob shot. Misses. Joel Embiid. Rebound. Stripped away. Derek White hit that. Shoot the 3. Don't hesitate. Shoot it. Hesitates. Misses it. Derek White's going to stop hesitating. He never makes a 3 when he hesitates. He never makes a 3 when he hesitates. Stop hesitating, Derek. Nice strip. Derek White should have canned that three. Oh, boy. 7-point deficit right now, under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Maxey's got the ball. He's guarded by Jordan Walsh. Paul George for three. Misses. Jaylen Brown rebound. Bring the ball up the center of the court. Jaylen Brown, let's see what he wants to do here. Celtics for three. That was a horrible shot opportunity. Jordan Walsh stripped the ball, but it goes out of bounds. Celtics are a second half team, and you are a Sixers fan. Excellent. So you must be excited today. Sixers look good out there. I mean, the Sixers got a great chance of winning this game right now. And I think the Joel Embiid advantage is the biggest factor in this game, quite honestly. And looking at Maxey and Jaylen Brown, it's pretty much panning out the way I expected from the top players from the Celtics. But Joel Embiid, nobody there to really guard him. Jaylen Brown's guarding him right now. They're double teaming the post. He popped it back out. Derek White strips it from Paul George. Jaylen Brown should be guarding Paul George. Jaylen Brown should be guarding Paul George, but Derek White is. Maxey for three. He makes it. But because of the lack of height for the Celtics, they got Jaylen Brown actually guarding Joel Embiid. Celtics are down 10. Celtics for three again. They miss again. Derek White the rebound. Strip. Celtics back out, moving the ball around pretty well. The Sixers are playing tight defense on the perimeter. Celtics for three. Gonzalez misses that. Rebound Celtics. Out again, Jaylen Brown for three. Makes it. Good. Finally, about time. All right, Celtics are down 7 again. Celtics are down 5 at the half. They're down 7 now. It's a dogfight. It's a dogfight. That's why I was hoping the Celtics were going to catch up, cut that 5-point lead as quickly as possible in anticipation of a third quarter that was going to be hotly contested. Jaylen Brown guarding Joel Embiid, who's working the ball on him. He's going to roll his shoulder, throw the ball up, make it easily. There's nobody to stop. Too much height. Too much height. Now Jaylen Brown's getting smack talked on by Embiid. Jaylen Brown's going to drive right in, and he's going to go full Dominique Wilkins, and he's going to line. Now he's talking smack back to Embiid. Joel Embiid says, bleep you, Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown says, bleep you, Joel Embiid. A lot of smack talk. Jaylen Brown kept trying to strip the ball out of Jaylen Brown's hand, which Jaylen Brown tried to strip the ball to Joel Embiid's hand, which was a great strategy. And then Embiid got the ball, and he was talking smack on the way back. And then Jaylen Brown drove the ball down the court. Got fouled. He's going to the line for 2 free throws and started talking smack back to Joel Embiid. Jaylen Brown, 2 free throws coming up. Celtics are down 9, 70-61. Kelly Oubre has 4 fouls for the Sixers, one of the key players for that team. And it's 70-62. Yeah, the matchups here are not ideal for the Celtics. In terms of the players that are guarding the Sixers players, it's just not having Tatum's hurting them quite a bit. You're not having height, obviously, but not having Tatum. Because you could have Tatum on Paul George. You could have Tatum on Embiid, perhaps. But, like I said, it's just tough. Tough night here. Celtics got to get it going. All right, free throw. Second one is good. So 2 free throws, 2 for 2 by Jaylen Brown. No Vucevic, who they're showing on camera right now, who has not played in this game. Celtics once again down 7 points. Paul George with the ball. And Embiid's going to go for a basket here, and it looks like he's going back to the line. All right, Celtics at the free throws. The Sixers at the free throw line. 71-63. Sorry about that. 71-63, less than halfway through the third quarter. Just not having Jason Tatum on the show right now is devastating for the Celtics. Absolutely devastating. And again, why Vucevic is not playing today is a mystery. That's what I'm wondering as well. Embiid makes his next free throw. All right, 72-63. Celtics fire up a three, misses, rebound Sixers. The missed threes now are going to really hurt the Celtics. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Right now, Joel Embiid is dominating this game entirely because there's no height-based answer for him at all. And they can't risk putting Caidyn out there and him fouling out in the third quarter or early in the fourth quarter. He could be Donovan. I mean, he might be hurt. That's going to be what it is. Jaylen Brown lobs it. It's stopped. Sixers ball. Sixers up 11. 5 minutes to go. Joel Embiid pops it out. And blocked. Rebound. Celtics going to start scoring here. I mean, they're down 11. They have to score here. They have to score. Derek White over to Gonzalez. Got to make this. Got to make it. Missed it. This right now, what I'm seeing on the court is not what I want to see going into the fourth quarter. Sounds like a timeout by the Celtics. One of the players on the Sixers getting smacked in the face here. The biggest issue right now is the Celtics are doing exactly what I feared, which is giving the Sixers a lot of opportunity to expand this lead to a large deficit heading into the fourth quarter. And the Sixers have played consistent this entire game. The Celtics have not. Even when the Celtics came back, the Sixers were not necessarily playing horrible either. Even when the Celtics came back, the Sixers were still able to extend the lead. The Celtics keep giving up prolonged points to the Sixers, which is an issue. You're going down 11 right now, potentially going down more. You can't afford this now. You have to stop the bleeding at some point. And I know, I wonder about Vucevic as well, Donovan. I wonder if he is hurt and what's going on there. That's for sure. Yeah. So that's what I'm getting worried about right now. Again, is just this lapse in scoring. I thought the Celtics did a great job of picking up their game in the second quarter. Now they're down 19-13 in this quarter. So of the three quarters so far, they're about potentially going to be losing two of those three quarters. And I was hoping, I felt that in order to win this game from the second quarter onward, they were going to have to stay consistent as hell. No lapses, no nothing. And unfortunately, that's what's happening right now. And this is going to be tough. If we got about 17 minutes worth of game left, we're in the third quarter and the fourth quarter. Sixers looking very confident. Joel Embiid, how many points does he have now? He's going to be up to 30. He's up to 27 points. So Maxi's got 16. Jaylen Brown's got 21. Derek White's got 19. So the Maxi, Jaylen Brown, Derek White factor is about what I thought it would be. It's Joel Embiid that's running wild right now. Absolutely running wild out there. No height, no answers from the Celtics at all. They got to get bigger in the offseason. And this whole series obviously has changed once Joel Embiid was basically brought back into it. Let's see here. An article was trashing Vucevic a couple of days ago. I'm just looking to see if Vucevic is hurt. There's nothing on this at all. Nothing injury related in the news headlines for today at all. Nothing. Nothing at all. And I understand, look, if Vucevic got eaten up by Embiid, I get it. But at the same point, what other choice do you have if Caidyn is hurt? I mean, Caidyn is obviously your best option to guard Embiid, but Vucevic is not your second best option? This is what's devastating about Al Horford not being on the Celtics anymore, or Porzingis. Porzingis and Horford were good. They'd have a much better chance of winning. right now if those guys were on the floor for them, and Horford used to do a good job on defense, guarding people taller than him. Now, it looks like Embiid's hurt here. He's stretching his shoulder in pain like this. And Embiid is off the court now. And Andre Drummond is in. And Caidyn's back for the Celtics. And Maxi's going to lay it up and make that. Celtics are down 13. 4 minutes to go. Celtics going to get this thing back under, I'd say, 7 heading into the fourth quarter. Maxi's got 18. Sam Hauser for 3, long range, makes it. Celtics down 10. Celtics going to get this within 7 heading into the fourth, worst case, or back down to 5 if they can. Because this is tough tonight. This is tough. And rebound by the Celtics. Okay, here's an opportunity to cut into the lead here. Down 10, you don't want to force up a shot. Find your best shot that you can and try to make it. High percentage. That's exactly what Peyton Pritchard's doing right now. He's digging right in. No option. He pulls it back out to Derek White. Derek White's going to get a screen potentially here. Peyton Pritchard driving in. Misses. Sixers get the rebound. That's tough. That's real tough. 3:29 to go in the third quarter. Paul George out there. Maxey out there for the Sixers. Andre Drummond in for Joel Embiid. Paul George for 3. Makes it. Oh, boy. That was a hard angle 3-point shot as well. Derek White driving right in, kicks out for 3, misses it. Another missed 3 for the Celtics, and the ball for the Sixers. 79-66. Celtics are 3 for 14 this quarter for 3s. Maxey for 2 makes it. Now we're down 81. Now this is a fucking nightmare now is what this is. Pardon my French. 15-point deficit now. Celtics are bleeding. Peyton Pritchard for 3. Misses it. Rebound Sixers. Boy, oh boy. Sixers are on the sidelines right now. They're very animated. Very animated. Sixers for 3. Make it again. 84-66. Celtics are down 18 points now. This is horrible. It's great if you're a Sixers fan. I just feel like looking at this roster for the Sixers, though, this is obviously a team that's much better than how they're seated. They have a lot of good talent. They have Joel Embiid. They have Maxey. They have Paul George. They have Andre Drummond. They got a lot of good players out here on this team. I think they probably just had a lot of injuries throughout the year that affected their record. And they were much lower seeded than really represented their ability. Celtics seem to be running away with this series with a 3-1 lead. But once Joel Embiid returned in this series, the tide has significantly turned. Obviously, the Sixers now are a much more dominant team. I remember that year in the 90s where San Antonio had David Robinson go down. And once he went down, the Spurs were horrible without David Robinson. Then once David Robinson was out, they drafted Tim Duncan and they won the NBA Finals like the next year, which was wild. But it's or 2 years later. But it goes to show you that a lot of times there's teams in the NBA playoffs that are actually better than their record. They're better than their seeding due to those injuries. But it doesn't help that the Celtics don't have Jason Tatum, and the Celtics got to do something about their big men going into the offseason. They got to do something. They got to get bigger. They have not recovered from Kristaps Porzingis and Al Horford. It doesn't appear they have any confidence in Vucevic whatsoever. He's not even playing. Derek White misses. Rebound Sam Hauser. 2 is good. Celtics are down 16. Thank you all who have been tuning into the show tonight. Please be sure to like this video. Thank you so much. Please be sure to subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. Paul George to Maxey. Sam Hauser, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, and Caidyn. And their rebound, Caidyn. Jaylen Brown's got the ball now. Paul George covering him, defending him. Yeah, Embiid changes the entire team for sure. There's no question. Derek White for three. Front rims it. A lot of missed threes. Yeah, a few swears are on, yeah. All right. Maxey with the ball. Paul George. Back to Maxey. 84-68. The Sixers are slowing down the pace now. Maxey for two. Misses it. Rebound Celtics. Got to capitalize on this now. Any basket will do. Right into the full speed ahead is Jaylen Brown for an easy jump-up layup. 84-70. Celtics down 14. I need the Celtics down by 7 heading into the fourth quarter at the worst, but they're going to be at least down 14 if this score holds with 58 seconds to go in the third quarter. Mazzulla calling out some defensive plays here. Boy. 14-point game. Sixers have been very stable throughout this entire game. There's been no drop-off. You know, Celtics came back a bit on them, but there's no drop-off really for the most part. Their talent's been very consistent. Their defense has been consistent. Their offense has been consistent. The Celtics have proven they can get some scoring runs on this team. They were down big time to the Sixers in Game 6. They ended up getting, I think, 11-0 run going. 3-point shot for the Sixers. That's a 17-point deficit now. 36 seconds to go. VJ Edgecombe has 21 points. Celtics for three, Jaylen Brown. He makes that. 14-point deficit is restored. 26 seconds to go in the quarter. Excuse me, burping there. All right. Sixers are going to hold here for a late shot. 15 seconds to go. They're going to start to run clock now. Clock's in their favor. They're going to go for an easy two. Tried to dunk it, got fouled. Missed the dunk. Front rim the dunk, got fouled. So Quentin Grimes will go to the line now. I am glad I didn't pay $300 to go to this game tonight. Oh, my God. Jeez. The $300 remains secure. The $300 for the ticket, the $60, $70 for the parking, and the $50, $60 for concessions remain solely in my pocket. I saved myself $500 by not going to the game tonight. My goodness. It is just not worth paying this kind of money to go to a playoff game. I'm glad I saved my $500. Jeez. It looks like Embiid's they're stretching him out by his right leg in, and then they're extending his left arm up. And there's 3 or 4 trainers around Embiid right now assisting here, Embiid. That's why it's so devastating to go down so many points. Because if Embiid ended up going out for the rest of the game, 2 points at the buzzer for Derek White, which is helpful. So Celtics are down 13 instead of 15. You enjoy the game and you don't even like basketball. I appreciate it, JK. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for that compliment. Appreciate that greatly. Yeah, so 13-point deficit instead of 15. Now, Joel Embiid's hurt. The one issue with that is that you only have 12 minutes to play basketball here. Andre Drummond, well, not as talented, at this time in his career as Joel Embiid, Drummond being a much older player at this point. You still got Andre Drummond out there who represents size, strength, height, rebounding ability, which is what the Celtics don't have right now, which could make it difficult for a Celtics comeback. The Sixers are going to get the ball first in this quarter because they had the ball first in the second and third quarter. That's a little bit of a problem too. So there's some disadvantages. Yeah, I'd imagine they are in that betting line. I'm not even shocked by that betting line at all. They were a plus 125 going into the game at about a half an hour before tip-off roughly. It was adjusted. They were a little bit more of an underdog with Tatum in the lineup, but once Tatum was out, obviously that line was adjusted. But as you're seeing from Donovan, the Sixers are heavily favored to win this game right now. It'll be interesting if Joel Embiid doesn't come back. That could give the Celtics a window of opportunity. But to talk realistically here, if the Celtics did get to the NBA, if the Celtics did win this game and got to the NBA Finals, they're having to deal with Chet Holmgren of the Thunder or Wemby of the Spurs, who they have no answer for. The Celtics are gonna have to figure out the front court in the offseason. They're gonna have to figure out something. I don't know what, but they're gonna have to figure it out. This team does not have the bigs. You know, we used to have Horford and Porzingis. Not anymore. Not anymore. And it's devastating, this team tonight. They don't have anybody that can. I mean, it's fine not to have a player that's as good as Embiid, that's a big man. But you do need somebody that can contain him to some degree. That's the big issue tonight in this game, is not having anybody that can contend with him at all. You know, that's just been absolutely devastating for this team. Ron Harper Jr. has not been back in this game at all, which I'm shocked about. Maybe he could have guarded Paul George or Maxey, but they never put him back in the game. Vucevic, as we've talked about several times, has not been in this game. Peyton Pritchard's had a quietly good night. 10 points scored. Caidyn, quiet good night too. 10 points scored. Derek White, 21 points. Jaylen Brown, 21. You know, like I said, Jaylen Brown and Derek White are playing the game as good as they can. This is not a Derek White and Jaylen Brown issue. This is an overall Celtics roster against the overall Sixers roster issue. Edgecombe, 21 points. Tyrese Maxey, 20 points. Joel Embiid, 27 points. Paul George, 13 points. 4 scorers in double figures tonight. The Celtics have 4 scorers as well in double figures. Caidyn and Pritchard joining Brown and White. Team stats, Celtics field goal percentage continues to drop off. They're at 40% shooting right now. 3-point shootings are at 30% consistently. The Celtics, believe it or not, are only being out-rebounded by 1 rebound, if you can believe that. It's 32-31 as the fourth quarter begins. Sixers have won the first quarter as well as the third quarter. And they're down 10. They're down 13. And I just saw an update online. They're actually down 10, 88-78. So Jaylen Brown shoots a 3 and makes it here. Yep. Nope, misses it. Okay, well, it sounds like online it's 88-78, but the score on my screen right now is 88-75. So there's going to be a 3 coming up from the Celtics here any moment. Sixers ball. First minute of the fourth quarter. 3-point opportunity by the Sixers is rimmed out. And Jaylen Brown with the ball. And Sam Hauser for 3. This is going to be in. Okay, that's the 3 right there. So 88-78, down 10, 11 to go. Celtics have about a 4 to 5 minute window here to knock down as much of this deficit as they possibly can. Joel Embiid is back in the game. He is high on the post right now, being guarded by Derek White, of all people, significantly undersized. And Joel Embiid gets stripped by Derek White, but recovers with the basketball in his hands. He's going to go ISO and strip to the ball again. Just get a quick 2 here, guys. Just a quick 2. Celtics ball. Derek White lays it in, quick 2. Perfect. That's perfect. Quick 2. Get your turnover, get your quick 2. 10-point lead comes down to 8. Good. 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes, 20 seconds. Celtics down 8. That 18-point deficit has been trimmed down by 10 points. Now down 8. Kelly Oubre misses, gets fouled. He's going to the line. All right, so that was good start so far for the Celtics in this quarter. They got to get going. They got to be good all quarter now. Got to be good all quarter long now. It's going to suck to see the Bruins and Celtics both eliminated, though, if the Celtics lose this game. Back-to-back days. Last night the ice was up in the Garden, and overnight they put the flooring back on, prepare for tonight's game against the Sixers. Buffalo Sabres advanced in a 4-1 dominating victory. Right now the Sixers are up in pretty dominant fashion here, 89-80, 9-point lead. Oubre's second free throw is good. It's 10-point deficit once again for the Celtics. And the Celtics are inbounding the ball where they throw it out, but Derek White doesn't pick it up to hold the clock from starting. So time's of the essence. Jaylen Brown the ball, guarded by Kelly Oubre. Sam Hauser rolls off a screen for 3, misses it. Caidyn the rebound, puts it back. 2 is good. He wanted a foul. 90-82. Celtics crowd is chanting for defense. A lot of fans on their feet, others sitting. The most passionate Celtics fans are standing. Down for 3, misses. Caidyn gets the rebound. Derek White with the ball. 90-82. Celtics ball, 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Brown gets fouled. And it looks like it's on Maxey. Now, Maxey has a handful of fouls. So they have plenty of time to turn it around if they rally is correct. There's plenty of time if they rally. If they're down 8 points right now. Thank you so much. You got it. Thank you, allegedly LB. Appreciate it. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, so Maxey's got 4 fouls. Oubre's got 4. They're not really in significant foul trouble right now. They got to get 6 fouls to foul out. So Maxey is good for now. They'll keep him in the game, no question about it. Derek White here. Over to Jaylen Brown. In the post, Jaylen Brown 2. That's good. 90-84. Celtics are down 6 points. Now, it's like I said, there's plenty of time to turn around if they rally, Scott. We're looking good. So down 6. There's plenty of time here. There's plenty of time. But they just got to make those stops, got to get those rebounds, got to make those shots. That's it. That's all you got to do. But they were down 18. Now they're down 6. This is really, they've cut 2/3 of that lead down. Down 18 points. The Nuggets, I actually thought the Nuggets were going to turn the series around, Donovan, because of Anthony Edwards' injury. It's just crazy to me that so many teams have been one-off champions, like the Nuggets, the Celtics, the Raptors, the Bucks. I thought the Nuggets and Bucks were going to, even my Celtics, our Celtics, that are Celtics fans here tonight, I thought all of our teams were going to go to more championships than that. I'm like watching Jokic win the title a couple of years ago. I'm like, man, this guy is ready to roll. He's a fantastic talent. Jamal Murray is an incredible player as well. But it's just, I think they fired their head coach over there too. I thought the Nuggets would be back in the finals again, but it hasn't happened. I thought the Bucks would be back in the finals. That hasn't happened for years. Anthony Kumbo was unbelievable. Anthony Kumbo and Jokic were unbelievable. Even the Celtics. The Celtics have been in 2 finals this decade, 2022, 2024. I'm rocking the championship shirt right here. But thought the Celtics were going to win it back-to-back years, honestly. I thought the Celtics were going to win the title last year. The Celtics last year were like the 2009 Celtics. They were actually a better team for part of the season than the championship team the year before. But then something turned and happened. And then they ended up not repeating, you know what I mean? And then they ended up not winning it again, which is tough. But I thought the Celtics had a team. I actually thought they were going to win 3 in a row. I thought they were going to win 2 years ago, which was this shirt I have here, the year after, and then this year too, if they had kept mostly the same roster, but they never did. So, like I said, the Nuggets had a really good roster there when they won it all in 2023. They were unbelievable. They were good. But just a lot of one-off teams. The Thunder seemed like maybe the first team that could actually repeat in a long, long time. But it's interesting. You usually see a lot of teams win 2 or 3 in a row. I'm not seeing that a lot lately in the NBA. You're seeing a lot of teams like win 1, then never go back. Win 1, never win it again. There hasn't been a back-to-back champion since what? The Warriors won it with Durant and Curry. And then every team that's pretty much won it since, with the exception of that Warriors team in 2022, has been pretty much a new one-time champion. And I don't mean one-time champion historically. I mean one-time champion within like the last decade, roughly. No, you're right about that, Scott. And another thing we're seeing too is, like right now, we're seeing a 2 seed versus a 7 seed in a game 7 that's tight. Tomorrow, the number 1 seed Pistons are playing the number 8 seed Magic. When have we ever seen a 8 seed in the NBA push a 1 seed to the distance like this? That does not happen. often in the NBA. I remember back in the 90s, 2000s, 1 seed and an 8 seed was usually a sweep or 4-1 almost automatically. Now you're seeing a lot of series. Well, that's why I'm always worried about the league being rigged, though. Is the league just trying to ensure 6 and 7 game series? Because, 7 game series make a lot more money than 4 or 5 game series. Joel Embiid out there shooting on Caidyn. Makes that shot, 8-point lead for the Sixers. 9 minutes to go on the dot. Celtics ball. Celtics need to be consistent, and it might be an offensive charge there. Yeah, they're calling it blocking foul on Paul George, which is great news for Jaylen Brown. Great news for Jaylen Brown. Yeah, good. Porter, KCP. I remember that was what's his name? It was on the Lakers. Contavious. The hell was his name? Are you talking about the Nuggets? I think I know what you're talking about. If you're talking about the Nuggets, I forget the guy's name. I think I know what you're talking about. You might have to spell it out for me, or write the name out for me. Celtics roster right now, players in the corner is Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Caidyn, and Sam Hauser. Very good lineup for the Celtics. Some of the players out on the court right now for the Sixers are Kelly Oubre, Paul George, Maxey, and Embiid. Jaylen Brown got knocked down pretty hard by Embiid there. Embiid is just saying, I didn't really do much. Let's see how much he really did. Maybe a little push with the left hand there. Yeah, Reggie Miller saying a little bit of a shove as well. Was it Contavious Porter or something like that was his name? 92-84. Jaylen Brown limping around just a little bit. Eight minutes and 55 seconds to go here. There is time. Celtics will have to be as consistent as possible for the remainder of this game to have a shot, obviously. That's what's devastating about going down 18 points. This is what I was kind of arguing going into the third and fourth quarters. Caldwell Pope, yeah. Contavious Caldwell Pope, yeah. Technical foul on Embiid. Looks like a technical on Embiid. And Nick Nurse, the head coach, former Raptors head coach, is upset. So the Celtics are going to send anybody to the line on the floor that can shoot it. That's probably their best free throw shooter. Looks like it's going to be Derek. That's going to be Peyton Pritchard going to get the shot here. So one technical shot, 1 or 2 technicals here. And he makes the first. And they're going to get the ball side out. 7-point deficit, which is reasonable. I would still recommend the Celtics go for the best shot available. No forcing threes unless it's wide open is my recommendation. Sam Hauser, high screen for Derek White. Derek White guarded by Embiid's going to drive in on him. Get caught up by, what do we got here? We got Caidyn with the bat and one. So Caidyn gets the basket, foul, and one. 5-point lead for the Sixers and a free throw coming up for Caidyn. So Derek White drove in past Embiid. They called a blocking foul, maybe not a blocking foul on Oubre, but then they called some kind of foul here when Caidyn put the ball up. Are they calling that foul on Paul George? He makes the free throw, down 4. I guess that's all that matters at this point. 8:40 to go. Celtics down 4. Yeah, they got to bring in Larry Bird for sure. All right, Celtics down 4. This crowd is energized here in Boston. Joel Embiid in the post is fouled by Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, of course, appealing to the referee like, come on, that's not a foul. You say, I played in this league for 8 years. This is not a foul. It's been like 8 or 9 years he's been in the league. So push off. Yeah, push off. That's definitely a foul. No question about that. All right, so ball back in, and then tipped out of bounds by Peyton Pritchard. Again, a 4-point lead now for the Sixers. Celtics got a shot. All right. Got to make some stops here. Caidyn's in there guarding Embiid. I think he's got 4 fouls. Embiid's going to drop back and shoot. Misses it. Rebound, Jaylen Brown. Okay. Best shot available, guys. No forcing. All right. Celtics got the ball. Jaylen Brown's going to drive it in, drop back, pump fake, quick it out to Derek White behind the 3-point line. Derek White to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's going to drive in, push it up, gets fouled, makes it. Yes. My guy on TV going nuts. You're my guy. Yes. I mean, I wish I had spent the money to go to this game. All right, Jaylen Brown drove in on Paul George, popped up to shoot it from about the free throw line, left side of the free throw line, got fouled by Paul George. Paul George appealed, but it's an and one. Jaylen Brown's going to the line. Got to make your free throws, guys. Got to make them. 92-90. Jaylen Brown makes it. 8 minutes to go. Joel Embiid's on the ground with a hurt knee. Joel Embiid is limping. He's trying to catch up with his team on offense here. It looks like his leg is regulating now. So he should be good to go. Might have get dinged up. Sometimes when you get dinged up, it takes a moment or two for that to pass. Joel Embiid's going to go for 3. And makes it. 4-point lead for the Sixers. The Sixers teammates are up on the bench cheering right now. 7:30 to go. Celtics down 4. Manageable game. Derek White's going to drive in. He's inside the paint. He's going to up fake, go up, misses it. Joel Embiid rebound. Boy. Derek White gets called for a foul, contesting the rebound, trying to strip the ball away. Jeez. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. That Joel Embiid 3 was devastating. I'm switching to pink apple and lemon seltzer. 7:23 to go. Sixers ball. Maxey out there as well as Paul George. And Jaylen Brown guarding Joel Embiid in the post, who misses his inside shot. Tough defense inside. Derek White with the ball. Celtics down 4, 95-91. It's winning time, folks. It's winning time now. Jaylen Brown dropping through, stopping, passing to Caidyn. Caidyn inside, loses it, gets the ball back, picks up his dribble again, jukes on Embiid, misses it, rebounds Sixers. Paul George back to Maxey, and the Sixers will slow it down. Boy. Boy, oh boy. Thank you for the super chat, allegedly, LB. Joel Embiid for 3 again, misses it. Jaylen Brown, rebound. 6 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Jaylen Brown with the ball. Winner goes to the second round to play the New York Knicks. Celtics would host the Knicks. Sixers would go to New York for game 1. They call it traveling violation on Jaylen Brown. Is not happy about it. Sixers ball. 6:18 to go. I think there might be a timeout here. No timeout. Okay. Jason Tatum's on the sidelines there, kind of like kicking back like he wishes like hell he was out there. We wish he was out there too. Jeez, we do. Paul George turnaround jumper misses. Jaylen Brown the rebound with 6 minutes to go. Celtics down 4 still. Jaylen Brown driving into the paint. Kicks it out to Sam Hauser. Kicks over to Derek White. Derek White up big, shoots the 3. Come on, make it. Yes! Woo! 95-94. 95-94. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go here. Maxey is not picking up the ball yet. Derek White, 26 points. Let's go, Celtics. Come on, guys. I'm not cheating and looking online either for the score because I know my streaming is a little bit behind. But Sam Hauser guarding Maxey. Maxey's going to drive in, lay it in, misses. Foul. And Maxey will go to the line for 2 free throws. They called Sam Hauser for that foul, it looks like. No, don't use the challenge. Don't use the challenge. Worst case scenario, you go down 3 points. And it's 5 minutes left in the game. I would not use this challenge. I would save this challenge for – that's a foul. That's a foul. I'm fine with that. Caidyn clearly slapped him on the arm. That's a foul. Let that go. Don't challenge it. Save the challenge. You may need the challenge for later in the fourth quarter. Yeah, it's a slap. That's a foul by Caidyn. That's 5 on Caidyn. The Celtics are challenging it. That's a bad challenge. That's a bad challenge. I wouldn't challenge this at all. I would not waste your challenge on that. Personal fouls on Caidyn is 4. This would be his 5th. He needs 6 to foul out, so this is not devastating. I would have personally not challenged that. The replay clearly shows Caidyn slaps Maxi's arm. So Maxi, and the thing is, Maxi goes to the free throw. They're down 1 right now. Maxi goes to the free throw line. Worst case, he makes both. Best case, he misses both. 50-50, he makes 1. You're down 3 max. So I wouldn't even have used the challenge there. Why bother? I would just let him go to the line, take his free throws, continue playing offense from there, save the challenge. If that's their last one available, I'm taking it. Save the challenge. Well, replays are after a certain time. But I'd save the challenge for a later time, just in case something else happens later in the next 5 minutes. You don't want to use it up and then maybe not have a challenge available for something that happens inside of 2 minutes or inside of 3 minutes. So I wouldn't use the challenge. It's just my take. Again, it's not like this is going to extend it to a 7-point lead at this point. It's not costly. So the Celtics are up 19-7 in this quarter, by the way. So the Celtics this game has been the Sixers dominating the first and third quarters, the Celtics controlling, if not dominating, the second and fourth quarters. Has been a very big pattern in this game. This is a very, very a game of quarters where the odd quarter, the Sixers, and the even quarters are going to the Celtics. So that's interesting how this is going. Interesting how this is going. Boy, oh boy, this is a wild game. And it's amazing the Celtics clawed their way back into the game. It looked like way anticipated they would be in terms of scoring. So this is very incredible, this comeback tonight. Unbelievable. Jordan Breezy, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate your time as well on some other shows you've tuned in for. You've been a very big supporter of the fundraisers. Thank you so much. Scott McGinnis is here as well. He says NFL coaches make similar mistakes. Ill-advised challenges. Thank you to all the people who have sent super chats today. By the way, Phil 65098 sent a super chat and a super sticker. Thank you for that. And allegedly LB, thank you for your super chat, thanking me for streaming this game on my channel today. I appreciate that. SRB Creative is very confident right now. She says, we got this. We got this. Okay, perfect. All right, sounds good to me. I think we got it too. Again, hoping we can pull this out here. All right, so I accidentally just looked at the score. It's 96-94. So looks like the guy in the background on the team said to Missoula to challenge that. Then the other coach said, don't challenge it. Yeah. So the guy with the tablet told Missoula to challenge it. Then the other assistant coach says, don't challenge this. I told them not to challenge it. They did. That was stupid. Stupid challenge. The other assistant coach is like, don't challenge it. But he couldn't hear him because it was so loud in the arena. Missoula couldn't hear the assistant. Unbelievable. Now the other assistant's going after the guy with the tablet like you messed up. He's telling. Maxi makes his first free throw. Makes the second, you bet. 97-94. Again, why challenge it? 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Worst case, you're down 3 points with possession. That's why you don't challenge it there. That was a mistake by the coaching staff. Why that guy with the tablet thought they were good to challenge it, I don't know. Caidyn clearly fouled him. Save your challenge. Jaylen Brown with the ball. Up fakes. Shoots it. Maxi's face. Makes it. Down 1 again. 97-96. Under 5 minutes to go. Maxi with the ball for the 76ers. This is a Game 7 duel. Jaylen Brown has 33 points right now in what is an NBA classic. Arguably an NBA greatest game right here. Jaylen Brown called for a foul. And Joel Embiid back to the line. Both teams are in the bonus, which means anytime a foul occurs, they're going directly to the free throw line for the rest of this game. Yeah, Bird was unbelievable. Bird was, you had a Larry Bird size basketball when you were 6. That's cool. There's the Alice in Wonderland here. Alice in Wonderland. Joel Embiid back to the line. First free throw is good, 98-96. Celtics are very close right now. Tight game. 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go. It's a little bit subdued but intense in the crowd right now. You can feel it in the crowd. Energy is very much a little bit lack of ease. And another one. Free throw is good, 99-96. I was at the Celtics-Rockets game in 2017 just after Christmas when the Celtics came back. It was the game where Marcus Smart picked up the charge on James Harden. That was a great game. Kyrie Irving was a Celtic. Derek White for 3, forces it, misses it. That was an ill-advised shot. I understand Derek White has the confidence to make that shot. I understand he has the ability to make that shot. However, why go for that shot there and risk the Sixers getting a basket here and taking a 5-point lead or more? I'd still stick with best shot available with no forced shots. Maxey driving in for an easy layup, misses it. Foul. What do we got here? Travel. Celtics ball. Okay, good. So that undoes that last possession. Celtics ball with a 3-point lead, 3-point deficit. Celtics did lead at one point in the second quarter. Have not led since. The Celtics led by 1 point in a blink or you miss it moment. Nick Nurse is now using his remaining challenge. This is why you don't want to use up your challenge if you're the Celtics last time around, because you don't know if something more controversial may happen later in the game that may dictate the outcome. All right, so this is what now? Maybe a goaltend? So, okay, so he maybe thought he goaltended, so he lifted his hand off the ball. So we're going to go to another challenge. Okay, so we're going to commercial break, folks. Celtics are down 3 yet again. And here we go, continuing on. Please like or subscribe to this show today. Hope you guys are subscribing. Appreciate it. And liking the channel. Appreciate that. We are closing in a fourth quarter clutch game right now. That is, again, going to affect the outcome of the 144 likes. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. I was checking that number. It affects both team seasons. One of these teams are unpacking their lockers, after tonight's game. So it's going to be it's all she wrote. I mean, this is it. So coaching, all that stuff is going to be pivotal here. And that coaching decision to call that challenge by the Celtics was ill-advised, I felt. So yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting closeout to this game for sure. Unsuccessful challenge by the Sixers. I didn't think they had much. I thought that was kind of an ill-advised shot as well. So, yeah. I don't know. My buddy just messaged me. My buddy is supposed to go to the game with me. I don't know what the hell he is. I was going to say, what are you talking about, bro? Steps back. Close game. All right. Let's see here. Jaylen Brown out to Derek White. Derek White throws the 3 up. Misses it. I feel like Derek White's being a little trigger happy with these 3-point shots, though. Looks like Caidyn got fouled, and Caidyn's going to the line. To the line. Here we go. 3 minutes and 49 seconds to go. Got to see what we can do here. Got to make these free throws. Got to make them. Got to cut into this deficit any way they can. Any way they can here. Make your free throw here, Caidyn. And he makes it. 99-97. 2-point deficit. All right. Here we go. Season on the line. All right, here we go. Yeah. Caidyn again makes a second. 99-98. All right, a stop here. This is the biggest defensive stance of the game so far. Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, Derek White, Caidyn, and Jaylen Brown out there. Jaylen Brown guarding Embiid is backing him down. Hook shot, misses, rebound, Caidyn. Take your time, guys. Down one, take your time. Run your play, find your best shot. I'd suggest going for two here. Don't force a three unless you have to. Jaylen Brown is going to shoot the three. He is wide open, so I approve. Misses it. Damn it. Oh. Boy. I was fine with that three-point attempt, though, because it was an open three. That one he had to take. Joel Embiid for three. He misses. Caidyn gets the rebound. 3 minutes on the dot to go. Derek White with the ball. Dribbling up here. Celtics back on offense again. Down one. They're passing it to Jaylen Brown. He's going to drive in, shoot from the free throw line, and misses it. And it's going to be Sixers ball off the rebound. Almost went out of bounds there, but Oubre made a heck of a save. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. 1 point game. Sixers with the ball. Maxey defended by Derek White. Running a play here. Looks like they're looking for Paul George, who's covered by Derek White. He gets blocked by Jaylen Brown, trying to go in for a left-handed layup. Throw it up to Caidyn. Throw it to Caidyn. Out to Peyton Pritchard for three. Missed it. Oh, boy. Guys, you're getting a lot of opportunities here. Come on. Come on. Sixers ball. Maxey driving in on Caidyn. Reverse layup. Makes it. Celtics down 3. 2 minutes to go. Ahead to Sam Hauser. Loses the ball. Kicks it back in. Caidyn recovers. Jaylen Brown with the ball again. They almost lost that, but they recovered it. 1:46 to go. Down 3. Don't have to shoot a 3 here yet. Jaylen Brown wide open now. Gets his 2. Misses it. Caidyn, nope. Rebound Sixers. Minute 30 seconds to go. Maxey just walked, but they didn't call it. And Joel Embiid's hobbling here again. Call a timeout if you're the Sixers. Maxey guarded by Derek White. Maxey, nope. Pondering the 3. Looking for it. Driving in on Caidyn. Lays it in. Makes it. Down 5. 1:14 to go. Celtics ball. Maxey with 26 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Great game for him. Derek White guarded by Joel Embiid beyond the 3-point line. Derek White here dribbling around aimlessly. Sam Hauser for 3. Misses it. Rebound Sixers. 54 seconds to go. That's all she wrote. It's over. This is a miracle. It happens. They had their opportunities, folks. Those 2 empty possessions cost them. They could still win, but it's cost them their highest percentage chance. Maxey guarded by Peyton Pritchard. Throws it up. Misses it. Out of bounds. Celtics ball. 30 seconds to go. And Joel Embiid's hobbling up and down the court here. Joel Embiid's doing everything for sure. Jaylen Brown forces a 3. Misses it. Rebound Celtics. Derek White for 3. Misses it. Oh, boy. Joel Embiid's going to get pulled out of this game. I can't even walk. Not having Jason Tatum cost him, folks. Wow. Oh, he got lobbed. Oh, right into his knee. Maxey fell on Embiid's knee. Jeez, this guy's gotten banged up throughout his career. Wow. Maxey at the free throw line up 5. Makes the first. That's a 6-point lead. Need 2 3-pointers in 20 seconds to get back in this. So Sixers are certainly winning this game at this rate. If he makes the second one, the game's iced. It'd be a 3-possession game at that point. All right, Maxey with his next free throw attempt. Looks like he's going to make this. He had a lot of confidence. He made it. 7-point lead, 20.2 seconds to go. This game's over. Yep. And Joel Embiid's in serious pain. We'll keep streaming to the end of the game. At 12:30 tomorrow, I'm back live talking about Adam Deitch. And I'm talking about Kelsey tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that coverage tomorrow. And no fundraisers this weekend, it doesn't appear. So we'll come back with something else, maybe a fundraiser next week or something. We'll see what we're going to do next weekend. And then we'll take it from there. So we'll keep watching the rest of this game. Looks like the Celtics season is eminently ending here. But it's going to be a devastating loss. They fought. But they fought, I guess is all I can say. They fought. It just sucks. Horribly. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Jeez. They got to find a way to get big men on this team, that can actually guard someone like Joel just for sure. It's not an easy go at it for sure. But my goodness. Celtics ball, side ball out. Sam Hausen throws a 3 up immediately. Front rims it. Rebound Sixers. They're going to foul him. Moot point at this point. Maxey's going to go to the free throw line. The Knicks will be playing the Philadelphia 76ers in the second round. That's it. The Boston Bruins and Boston Celtics are effectively eliminated, meaning the Boston Red Sox are the only Boston sports team now available to watch from now until Patriots football. It's crazy. It's early May, and the Bruins and Celtics are already both gone. We're used to more playoffs than this. Unreal. No, he is for sure. He is for sure, Scott. Greg Connor. Boy, Sixers fans are starting to take over the arena now. Jason Tatum looking devastated on the sidelines, as you can imagine, on the bench. Maxey again. Free throw. 9-point lead, 15.4 to go. Yeah, I know what you mean, Allison. Peyton Pritchard, he's going to go ahead and try to lay up here real quick and makes it 107-100. Celtics will try to foul immediately, and they do. I will send point guard here for the Sixers to the free throw line. Celtics had led the series 3-1 as being reported here by NBC. This was, again, I really don't think they blew the lead. I feel like Joel Embiid just came back and it changed the dynamic of the series, if you want my honest opinion. So, yeah, very devastating tonight. Very devastating. Well, save myself a lot of money by switching to Geico. I'm just kidding. By not going to this game tonight. That's for sure. Jeez. Boy. 8 seconds to go. 8.8 seconds to go. Sixers at the free throw line. 108-100. Jason Tatum again not looking happy. And free throw is made. So 2 years without a title in Boston. Last year and this year. Peyton Pritchard's going to throw up a 3. Misses it. Air ball. Rebound. That's it. 2-1. Game over. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to MazzaMedia. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 12:30 to talk about Adam Deitch and Kelsey Fitzsimmons news. You guys take care of yourselves. Have a great day. See you tomorrow afternoon. Take care, guys.